right, what up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5. The Fanatic, the host you trust, the show you trust. As we say good morning to Ray Dunn. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, John.
Ray was up late last night working at NBC Sports Philadelphia. How you feeling this morning, buddy?
Feeling good.
Good.
Better than yesterday.
Ray had a bout with food poisoning, I think.
That's the story.
That's the story that he's sticking to.
As we say good morning to handsome Harry Mays. Hey, Harry.
Good morning.
We'll break that down later on. Because I called the shot. He was going to be a mess in here on Monday, and he was.
Okay.
No, it was even worse than I thought, he looked yesterday.
Well, he had that double bill on Sunday with the Sixers and the Union, right?
So he claims that he got food poisoning from pizza dough.
Yeah, on Friday night.
On Friday night.
Right.
Pizza dough food poisoning.
After doing the show with me.
I think Harry gave you food poisoning.
Possibly.
So then on Sunday, he has a 12-hour sports day.
Right.
To make himself feel better from the food poisoning. There you go.
No drinking occurred during that, I'm sure.
Well,
None.
he said it
Absolutely
wasn't.
none.
I believe it.
No, I did
hell's
not
wrong
drink.
with you?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's how bad it was.
Oh, wow.
Not bad to not go to 2 sporting events.
Wow.
But
I was offered free drinks by multiple people, and I turned them down. That's how bad I was
As a
feeling.
result of being on this show, right?
right.
His star.
Oh,
is
no.
growing.
It was my friends, because it was a thank you for the drive and a thank you for the tickets.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's boring.
He just did drugs instead
Yeah.
of drinking.
Obviously, yeah. Drugs don't hurt your stomach.
All right,
No.
so we have a situation with the Eagles. Obviously, it's the day after. People were very, very upset yesterday, as you should have been. I'm curious what the reaction is the day after the day after. Harry, I want to start with you because I don't know. I didn't watch your post-game show after the game. So normally after the game, you're in shock or you're angry.
Yeah.
The day after, you're even more angry. Now that it's been 36 hours since the game's ended, what do you have to say? Lead us off.
Well, I mean, that was an epic choke job, if I ever saw one. 21-0, and you blow that lead. And there were several things, the fumbling in the fourth quarter. What is Gibson doing fielding the punt, number one? Okay?
Well,
what are you fielding that for? And 3rd and 2, why aren't you running the ball and setting up a tush push? That's the way they do it.
Not anymore.
Yeah, okay. Stupid.
Yep.
That's the way you win. That's the way you won a Super Bowl. If there was no tush push, they may not have a parade.
Agreed.
Right?
Totally agree.
3rd and 2. What are you doing? 2 minutes left in the game.
You control the
Get
game.
the first down.
You control the game. Yep. You know why they didn't do that, Harry?
Why is that?
Because they can't run the ball.
Right.
They had yesterday, and I was watching Fran Duffy, who does a great job. He's with PHLY now. PHLY now. He for years with the Eagles. He breaks down film. I was watching his film study, and him and his partner talked about how many successful runs they had outside of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had 2 successful runs. One was the touchdown, and the other was, I think, a keeper. So not scrambles, designed runs.
Right.
They had one successful run. Saquon Barkley did. Tank Bigsby had his run, and that was successful.
Right.
They had one successful run, Saquon Barkley. He had 10 carries, one successful run. They can't run the ball, all right? The singular focus of this being Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni being the problem is insane. And I honestly, I don't want to be the guy that's lecturing to the fan base because it's the day after one of the worst losses in recent memory, in decades, maybe you can even say.
Yeah.
That lost a 21-point lead since Andy Reid's first game of his career. Think about how long ago that was. 1999. You're talking about 26 years ago.
Jeez.
So I am not trying to tell people they still can't be pissed. You still can't be mad at Nick Sirianni, that you have to think Kevin Patullo is a good offensive coordinator. Because I don't think Kevin Patullo is particularly a good offensive coordinator at all. But the singular focus among fans, social media fans, callers, even some of our hosts, frankly, we're going to listen to the morning show, is ridiculous. Last year, this team won the Super Bowl because they could run the football.
Right.
They can't run the football. Harry, we've talked about it a lot. You're here with me twice a week here.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot. The biggest difference with this team from last year is they can't run the football. That was their bread and butter.
Yeah, the offensive line is a shell of itself.
Sure
that
is.
was the strength of the team. Dating all the way back to Andy Reid. It's always sort of been that way since Andy Reid got here, and they've carried it on. It's sort of like it's their identity. It always was. And now their identity has been now their defense. And they even gave it up.
Yep.
Pickens had his way.
Wow. I mean, like give Dallas credit. They attacked the Eagles defense in the second half, and the Eagles offense couldn't stay on the field. They couldn't get anything done. But you know what? They had positive plays, and they got most of them got eliminated because of bad penalties. When I watched yesterday's game or Sunday's game, I didn't come away after the game, the day after the game, or right now saying, man, Kevin Patullo sucks. He can't call plays. This scheme is terrible. That's what the issue was on Sunday.
That's the low-hanging fruit.
It's easy to say that.
Yeah.
Because
there's more problems at work.
There's more problems. Yeah. You know what I heard a lot yesterday? I heard, well, they were so conservative, they took their foot off the gas. Nick Sirianni, that SOB, he's just trying to run out the clock. They ran the ball 5 times in the second half. Yeah. You can say that the play calling wasn't good or the play design wasn't good or they weren't effective in running the plays. They weren't being ultra conservative they weren't kneeling on the ball. They ran the ball 5 times. The problem is they can't run the ball. Harry, you hit the nail on the head immediately coming out. Last year, 3rd and 2, the game's over.
It is. You do a double tush
push, then they get the first down.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
Right.
They have no confidence in the play.
Amazing.
It's failed too many times this year. They won't try it anymore.
It's amazing.
To where all they were trying to do last year was get to 3rd and short. So if you could get 2nd and 5, that means you're at a 3rd and 2. That means that you have a first down. And then if you're going to put 9 men in the box to try to stop it, they're going to throw it over the top. You could do play action. It makes Jalen Hurts that much more effective. They can't run the ball. That's the biggest issue.
It is.
It has nothing to do with Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni. Sure, they may suck. I'm not going to argue with you about that. The biggest issue with this team isn't play design, isn't play calling. It's the fact that they can't run the ball.
Absolutely. That's a fact. And, I don't know if, how much of it is on Saquon Barkley, but the offensive line is just, they're awful. They really are.
Awful.
And whether they're with or without Lane Johnson, they really haven't been good. Even when he was in there, they can't run the ball.
Nope.
It's not like all of a sudden Lane's out. Now, everything goes to what. They haven't been able to, and you're right. And when I read Landon Dickerson's quote was interesting on Sunday after the game with this whole 5-man front thing. He sort of made it seem like
they weren't
prepared for it.
And that goes on the coaching side.
Yeah.
If that's the case, sure.
Yeah.
They're a part of it. Right. I'm not absolving Kevin Patullo and saying, no, he's great. If Kellen Moore last season couldn't run the football with Saquon Barkley, what does this offense look like last year? Like it looks like now, probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's still a flawed passing game. So the low-hanging fruit of Kevin Patullo. I am so sick of hearing about Kevin Patullo. I don't even want to hear his name anymore. Kevin Patullo.
He's going to speak today.
Patullo. Oh, awesome.
We should carry it.
We should.
I believe it's at 6:20 tonight, so
it is?
in the evening can carry it, but we won't. You can stick around.
Let's do a live stream and react.
No, I'll be getting ready for Temple basketball at 6:30.
So you want to
I'm going to torture
day?
myself for 2 hours.
Awesome. Well, they lost last night. So, again, rip Kevin Patullo. Say you want Kevin Patullo out of here. Here's the bottom line. Here's the fact, Jack. He ain't getting fired. Brian Daboll ain't coming in here. Doug Peterson ain't coming in here. They're 11 games into the season. Let's stop being idiots about this.
I saw that on X. Doug P. making a return.
Frank Wright. People are messaging me Frank Wright. Yeah. He's the head coach of Stanford.
Right.
He's not leaving to come here and rescue the season. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Maybe they fire Patullo. This is what we have is what we have.
What you got.
Maybe they internally bring somebody else in to call plays. Maybe Nick Sirianni takes over play calling. That's very possible. What you got is what you got. And by the way, it was a bad loss. It was a horrible loss. Guess what? These games happen. Andy Reid and the Chiefs, when they won the Super Bowl in 2023,
Oh,
2023,
okay.
They lost, I believe, 5 of 8 headed down the stretch from October into December. They lost 5 of 8 games. They were really struggling. Now they have Pat Mahomes. That's the obvious trump card.
Right.
But they figured it out. I'm not even trying to do this in apples to apples comparison with the Eagles. My point is that you have bad losses. It's a division game. You were up 21-0. And then you had penalties. If the Eagles don't commit those penalties, it's a different ballgame.
Right. But they're doing that every week. Every week there's a lot of penalties. Yeah.
And who's that on? Is that on Kevin Patullo in the play calling?
No.
Is that on offensive design?
It's usually pointed at the head coach. That's usually what we do. Oh, they're not a well-coached football team committing too many penalties.
Agreed.
That's what we say about every other team that does it. So that's what we got to start saying about this team.
I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah, no, the head coach.
So I'm not doing a good enough job.
He's got to own it.
He's responsible for that. It's not play design and play calling. And again, go back and watch any of the people out there that break down the film. I mentioned Fran Duffy. There's a lot of people that are out there. You know what they're going to tell you? As much as it's maybe the play design isn't great, or hey, you know what you hear more than anything? The quarterback's not going through the progressions.
Right.
The quarterback's not making the throws when they're there. The
Throwing to the
quarterback's
wrong
holding
guy.
the ball. He's holding the ball too long.
Yeah.
The ball needs to come out to make those completions. It's a combination of everything, including the biggest one being they can't run the football. 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks. Mays. Ray Dunn. Ray Dunn works till 1 o'clock in the morning last night. This kid's a workaholic.
He's a beast, man.
What do you got today? More play-by-play today?
No, today I'm going to go celebrate the holiday with my family since I'm not going to see them for the holiday because I leave for the Bahamas tomorrow morning.
He goes to the Bahamas.
Yeah, he goes to the Bahamas tomorrow.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Food poisoning?
Right.
Feeling better?
Women's basketball on the beach.
that's right.
Do you sit on the beach?
Yeah, smoking
Yeah.
butts and drinking Mai Tais. We talked about this on Friday.
So your cigarette smoking will continue
Yes.
on vacation.
It won't
610-632-0975. I want to hear from people out there on the phone lines and the text line. This isn't just Kevin Patullo. The biggest issue with this team isn't Kevin Patullo. I'm so sick of hearing his name. 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Are you done? Everybody on YouTube, just so you know, Harry, I'm in the chat.
Oh, you are?
I'm in the chat.
Oh, wow. What's the conversation? Are they talking about what you're wearing?
No.
No.
I'm not paying close attention to the chat, but I say good morning to everybody, and I'm looking at the sky so I can look at the screen because the last segment of the show have been rebranded from feedback to the YouTube chat recap.
Oh, okay.
So it's all YouTube.
When did that
chat.
start?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday.
Hot off the press.
All right.
Hot off the
Okay.
press. I ate a gummy on Sunday, and I said, this is a great idea. Let's do it. So
Was that after the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was after the game. I needed it. So 2025, 2024. All right. In 2024, the Eagles averaged 179 yards per game rushing. So last season, bread and butter, 179 yards rushing. This year, they're averaging 110 yards rushing. So it's 69 yards difference, which isn't.
It seems like it should be more.
It does seem like it should be more. If you take away, and you can't do this, but they rushed for 276 yards against the Giants. It was the one game this year. Tank Bigsby had over 100 yards. Saquon had over 100 yards.
So that skewed it a little bit.
If you take that away and you just do the other 10 games, they're averaging 94 yards per game rushing. So outside of that big number, they're averaging 94 yards a game rushing. And again, we have to look at it last year. If they don't have that running, the whole season changed when they leaned on Saquon Barkley and they ran the ball after the bye week.
Yeah.
We had these same conversations about the passing game. By the way, with Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator and the play caller. A.J. Brown came in and said that what's the issue? The passing game. People are bitching about the passing game. We can't throw the ball. You're never going to win running the ball. You're never going to win not throwing the ball. Do we not remember what happened last year with the passing game? They can't run the ball this year, Harry.
No, you're right. I mean, Saquon's averaging 62 a game.
It's bad. So last year, he averaged 3.8 yards per carry before contact. Think about that. That's what he's averaging. Yeah. That's what he's averaging this year per carry.
Right.
Last year was before contact, 3.8. Now
3.7 is his total average right now.
Wow.
And last year was 5.8.
Look at the difference, right? Passing offense.
He's half of what he was. 125 a game to 62. That's exactly half.
And over the course of 17 games, that's a lot of yards.
Yeah.
So the passing offense this year, yards per game, 193 yards per game. Last year was 187 yards per game. So it's very similar in what they're doing in the passing game.
As far as production.
As far as yards,
yeah.
which sometimes can be
a little misleading. Yeah.
Right. But that's the fact, Jack. 193 to 187. The difference is they can't run the football. This whole offense last year, why do we not remember this?
It was all predicated on that after the bye. That's what they became.
And then
we loved it.
We loved it. And Kellen Moore went from being this guy sucks to, oh my God, like put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Now all of a sudden he's getting a coaching job.
He gets a coaching job because they can run the ball with Saquon Barkley.
Right.
And this offensive line was dominant. I'm not going to tell you Saquon's lost a step or anything like that. The offensive line is not good this year.
No.
In run blocking. It's just not. What do we have? We have some text on the text line there, Ray Dunn?
Yeah, Sean from Sentiments. In all seriousness, shouldn't this ultimately fall on Nick? Nick is to blame. He hired Patullo. He hasn't changed anything, and everything is behind the scenes that clearly hasn't worked. So Nick is to blame, and Nick needs to fix this, or how he has to finally step in and force some sort of change.
What change do you want? Seriously, what change do you want?
Are you going to find the Vic Fangio of offensive coordinators
in
next
the
year?
in the offseason? Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, give me some ideas on if you're going to move on from Patullo, which it's pretty clear Nick Sirianni has no intention of doing. But if Howie was to come to Nick and say, I think we should make a change, and I'm all for it, and I think that it should be considered.
Well, that's what Jeffrey Lurie did to Doug.
Correct. Yeah, and it was the right move, too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Doug's like, we're going to come press Taylor and Mike Groh and all, and they're like, oh, you're out.
Yeah, right.
That's your plan, you're out.
It's either them or you.
Right. So when Nick Sirianni, remember after the bad season with Brian Johnson, guess what Nick Sirianni didn't fight about? When the organization went outside of his coaching comfort and brought in an outside guy in Kellen Moore that had nothing to do with his offense.
Right.
And it's going to happen again.
And that got off to a rough start.
It did.
Until they did their self-scouting over an early bye week. I mean, that bye week falling when it did was really fortuitous when you think about it.
Yep.
I mean, it gave them an early look, a 1 month look, and saying, "We're not, this isn't working. We got to adjust," and they did.
In-game adjustments, they're not like Patullo has not done well in-game adjustments. Sirianni has not done well in-game adjustments. Again, they deserve criticism. Here's another thing that I've seen a lot of on social media. Oh, this is the offense that Nick Sirianni wants to run. He only wants to run the ball. He only wants to be conservative. It's the only thing he knows how to do. Do we not remember when he was calling plays at the beginning of his regime? He wouldn't run the ball at all.
Right.
Did they have one game against, was it the Raiders game? They ran the ball like 3 times? He wanted to throw the ball all the time. This isn't his philosophy. This is what they're doing for a number of different reasons, including the quarterback.
Right. It's what they had to do to succeed last season, and now this year they're incapable of doing it. So they have no fallback. Right?
Now they just got to try to grind it out and hope they can figure it out.
And hope their defense can win them games.
What else do we have from the text line, Ray Dunn?
Bill from Harleysville here is saying that the run game design and play calling is literally part of Patullo's job. Why is it Bigsby can hit holes that aren't there for Saquon? It's because the predictability of Patullo's offense tips the play call. We literally saw Jomo call a run play out against the Packers. That was the result of exactly what we're seeing all game with Saquon for the Eagles side.
And there's something to that for sure.
There is, but you know what else is? And I know it's sacred for many reasons, and I get it. Stoutland University is not having a good year this year. Okay? I mean,
Stoutland Community College, Harry.
It might be a community college now, downgraded from a university.
Maybe a junior college, not necessarily
Yeah.
a community college like Nick Sirianni Community College. But yeah, at some point, it has to be about the players too.
Mm-hmm.
It's at some point. How many penalties did they have? 14 penalties.
I think 14 accepted.
For
you always,
90,
you always have to put accepted in there because there were plenty more than that.
Sure.
Where they declined.
Is that Kevin Patullo? Is that the play calling? Is Fred Johnson illegal use of the hands to the face, which negated a huge gain? Devontae Smith to the 12-yard line. Is that Kevin Patullo and play design? Because the play design looked okay on that.
Yep.
How about when Dallas Goedert?
That was right before the fumble, too.
Right before the fumble. What about when Dallas Goedert had a long gain that was negated because of a penalty? Was that poor play design? Was that Kevin Patullo?
That was Pryor. Pryor committed that.
That was
as the 5th or 6th offensive lineman.
Right.
Which used to be Fred Johnson.
Illegal formation.
Yeah.
So when you get injuries and you get inexperienced guys coming in, now could you say that's coaching? Okay, you could. You could also say the player's an idiot, and he made a mistake. So we can blame the coaches all we want. When players are making penalties over the course of a game, we have to it's not as easy as just Kevin Patullo sucks. The play design's terrible. He doesn't know how to call plays. There is some of that.
Keely Ringo, I think, was on the field for 4 plays and committed 2 penalties.
Pass interference that got declined, right?
It was a defensive holding, which gave Dallas a 1st and goal, and then he committed a penalty on a punt. I think he ran out of bounds and back in or something.
And that was the 76-yard punt from towards the end of the game that they re-kicked.
Yeah.
They ended up getting 7 yards from that because it would have been a touchback to the 20. And the officials didn't explain what happened, so we had no idea until after the fact when they did it. But, yeah, great job by Keely Ringo. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Do you disagree? Give me your plan if it's just as simple as they got to move on from Kevin Patullo. Okay, you want Nick Sirianni calling plays? Haven't I seen that before?
Right. In season, we're going to switch to that? Is that the plan?
I mean, they can't really do anything else.
No.
610-632-0975. In the lead up to last night's game, Jason Kelsey talked about how the offensive line health and running game is hurting this team. We'll play that for you coming up next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn, and this Thanksgiving FanDuel partnership with Valley Forge is introducing a brand new way to build a parlay together. It's called Pass the Leg. Here's how it works. You start a group build, you add your pick, then you pass to your friends so they can add theirs. When everyone's done, you lock in the group parlay with your own fun. So it's a great way to get everyone involved around the holiday, and because football is better when it's played and bet together. And to make it even better for you, everyone gets a 50% profit boost to use on their build. So everyone gives you a pick, you get the parlay, and then everyone gets 50% profit boost to put on that parlay. Now, I yesterday was talking about this, and I wanted to give out the lock of Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. I heard Billy C's going with that right now, so it makes me a little leery of going down that path now. I'm looking now to this Chiefs and Cowboys game, and we saw what Pickens could do against that Eagles secondary. George Pickens is only over 5.5 right now. His 5.5 is his over-under for receptions in a game. They've targeted him like crazy. He has had one of the more productive seasons of any wide receiver in football right now. That over 5.5 is plus 108 right now without the 50% profit boost. Maybe throw that on there, and that's the leg you pass on to someone else. Grab your crew, start your build, and get in on the action this Thanksgiving with Pass the Leg. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus, President Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Not making a change. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. Yesterday, Nick Sirianni met with the media following the loss to the Cowboys 24-21 on Sunday, and the Eagles head coach said he's sticking by his offensive coordinator.
I feel like we got the right people as players, as coaches that have had success. And, we're all searching for answers to make it more consistent. And we got to find, the things that we really can hang our hat on.
We'll talk to Tim McManus of ESPN coming up at 10:55 about what exactly this Eagles team can hang its hat on as they get ready for a short week against the Bears on Black Friday. Flyers continued the Philly sports free fall yesterday, losing 3-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, being shut out for the first time this season. Their 4-game road trip continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. 76ers return to action tonight against the Magic and NBA Cup play at 8 o'clock. You can listen to that game live right here on The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. What if the last thing a motorcyclist sees is you driving while distracted? Stay focused on driving safely. Visit DriveSafelyNJ.com. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
take the rundowns, the way they were moving the front, they weren't just lining up playing the 5 in front. They were slanting those guys up. They were working back over top of blocks. And, this has been something that's hurt this offense all year. They've been a top 10 rushing unit as an offense the Eagles have since Jalen Hurts has been a star.
Right.
This year is the first year where they have really struggled to run the football. A lot of it comes down to being banged up and not being a cohesive unit that they have been and healthy in the past. But it is crippling this offense right now.
Sure is. Jason Kelsey on ESPN. We're back middays with Marks. McManus, Tim, that is, joins us coming up 10:55. Normally we talk to him on Friday, but because of the holidays, we'll be on Friday, but it's a shorter show. So we figured we'd get Tim on today.
Okay.
To discuss everything. Because Tim is, I think, a good combination of reporter, not a hot take artist, but isn't afraid to actually say what he thinks.
Right.
So I'll be curious to see what he has to say about Patullo, Sirianni, Jalen Hurts. Is it all Patullo, everything else?
It's all good, though. Black Friday, Bears coming in 8-3, but they're really not 8-3 to me, the Bears.
No.
The Eagles are a 7-point favorite.
They're going to smash them.
Yes.
I totally agree.
Yes. And then everything will be fine for a couple more days.
Right. And we're not doing 4 hours of yelling and screaming about the Eagles today. We're going to do 3.5 hours of yelling and screaming about the Eagles.
Okay.
But I promise, Ray, we have some fun stuff that is being planned for today. Just looking in the YouTube chat. This is my new thing.
Okay.
And you should watch on YouTube. Subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic. It's awesome. You can watch the videos later. You can watch us live every day from 10 to 2. But one of the comments was, they can't abandon the run game. Oh, so now they're not running the ball enough. I thought that they were being too conservative in the second half. No, they're not running enough in the second half. This just in, if you can't run the ball, you can't keep going to it. They can't run the ball. I would say this, Harry. Give Tank Bigsby 4 or 5 more carries a game.
Hey, whenever he runs, he gains yards.
How about lining
them? It's
them?
a positive play.
Line them both up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Try something different.
Do something different.
Yeah.
Create something.
Create something.
Instead of an inside zone where Saquon's dancing around trying to find a hole to hit a home run that doesn't happen.
All right, so and now I'm now a film expert because I was watching some film yesterday, or at least people that do film. Yep, I'm like Greg Cosell III. But one of the things I heard was, it's like, well, why isn't Saquon having success? Well, he's not getting any room to run, and Saquon, because he's such a patient runner, and he just doesn't get the ball and want to fly through a hole. That's never been his style, and he's actually complimented for doing that. In this particular case, he'd be better off in probably just getting the ball and trying to fly forward and get as many yards as he can, because the holes aren't opening up and the patience isn't helping him. It's actually hurting him.
Swallowed up with the patience.
Correct. And Bigsby, for example, doesn't have the patience. He's getting the ball and he's going. So maybe part of the reason, A, they're not stacking the box when Bigby's on the field, and B, he's not, like, if it's supposed to be an inside zone and he ain't seeing it, he's not waiting for it to develop. Right. He's running the other way. Right. Which is fine. He's having success. You got to try something different. And this goes on Patullo and the coaching staff and the play calling. Just going out there and handing the ball with these inside zones to Saquon Barkley's obviously not working. Let's go to Alan calling from Marlton, New Jersey. Alan, go ahead. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good morning, and thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
First thing I would admit to is not being an X's and O's guy, as I'm sure most football fans are. Unfortunately, I have opinions. But in any event, I've been thinking about the problem, and most problems to me can be solved with a simpler solution. Like, if it doesn't work, make sure it's plugged in. So here's what I would do. Bear with me here. So Patullo obviously can call plays, as evidenced by the beginning of the game. He just can't make adjustments as things play out, as the other team adjusts to him, correct?
Yeah.
As what happened. So here's what I would do. Bear with me. So I would put him upstairs. I would put him upstairs, surround him with some guys where he could have the benefit of the valuable sense of sight. He's down there, he's blind. If he sees it, it's as simple as that. Maybe it would be, oh, he's moving up, or let me try this, or let me try that. I mean, listen, it's not firing him, but it's making a little tweak, and sometimes the smallest tweaks bear fruit.
I think it's a great idea. Why not?
You know, some coaches just like being down on the field, being able to look their players in the eye and talk to them, on the bench and all that. Get that feel, and you
Go
sort
over
of
and
feel
talk to 'em, yeah.
removed. It's like when you go watch a game in the media area, you feel sort of removed from the game, as opposed
you
to
are.
yeah. So, but it would shake things up. It would give him a different perspective on the game, right?
sure.
Which I think was his point. So,
Right. A lot of times, Vic's up in the. Is he in the press box? Vic Fangio's
Yes,
up in the press
yes.
box. Right. Jim Johnson used to. Did he like to be on the field? Some guys like to be up. Some guys like to be on the field. I think it's a matter of preference. So does that mean that Loeffler is up in the press box taking a look at stuff, the quarterback's coach, or is he down there? I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it matters
need to
much.
shake it up.
They need to. Harry, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Oh man,
I agree with you. What else did I have here? Oh, so I also I went into the archives, the sound drop archives this morning, and I was trying to find a couple of old ones
now where do you go to do that?
in the back studio, 4Q back
Oh,
here,
okay.
where Pat Egan used to do Dwayne from Swedesboro, and Mike didn't know. Hold on. So Ray, I'm going to play this. I don't know if it's an open or not. Let me see. That's not the rapid fire. Remember my segment I used to do rapid fire when I did the Fanatic Hour? That
Yeah,
it
from
says
6 to 7.
from 6 to 7.
Yeah.
That says rapid fire music bed. But that wasn't
That's
it.
not it.
How about this one?
Why?
Joe Cordell. Why? I have one from you. Well, this is the.
What is going on back there?
It wasn't on the board, so I had to add that to the board.
That was one of my angry days.
Yep. Here's.
I can't get this thing up.
Yep. Mike can't get it up.
Yeah.
Here's Mike puking.
Just had some dry heaves. That one?
So, I think I found. Yeah.
Just had some dry heaves.
There it is.
Poor Mike. And then I found this one. This is for you.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. Yes.
McManus is coming up.
Yeah.
610-632-0975. But I had to
Google me.
skip Bayless.
That's a legendary one.
It is. I did. You know the Google Me story?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. It's one of my favorites.
It's an all-time great.
yeah.
While we're going down great mic drops, this one happened over the year I worked with him, and I think you guys would appreciate this.
The key to doing that right, and he figured it out, is that you have to open your throat completely. Like, you can't swallow.
Sorry about Saquon shotgunning a beer.
What? What is going on back there?
Exactly. 610-632-0975.
You know how that happened, don't you?
Camille was in the back doing something
No.
with the producers?
Brace was the producer, and the guys answering the phones, Bigglesworth, you remember him? The intern?
I kind of.
Okay, he was back there answering phones, and I'd go to the phone, and nobody would be there. Like, the phone call would drop. You'd go to the board, boom. And finally, I just exploded, and I exploded on Brace. Poor Sean. He was caught in the middle of it.
I did not remember that was
that's what that's from.
aimed towards Brace. 610-632-0975. Coming back, Nick Foles. We have a texter asking for Nick Foles as the offensive coordinator. Well, he spoke about Kevin Petullo. We have that audio. That's coming up next. Tim McManus at 10:55. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo, and coming up at 2 o'clock.
great plays. And that's my point is when the route tree is simplistic, the defense knows that. They know, like, hey, like his stop points are, 6, 10, 14, exactly. And then occasionally he's going to run a slant and look for a slant and go. Very easy for a DB to cover that. The creativity is key as a play caller. There's just an art, and I don't see that this year. I don't think anyone sees it. Even fans that are passionate Eagles fans, because I spent a lot of, I've been to Philly several times, and you hear every time I run across Philly, man, what do you think is going to happen with the offense? Mm-hmm. What's going on? Like, is this Jalen? I'm like, listen, it's a team thing. Listen, Kevin Patullo is probably a great dude, great coach, but like there's an art to play calling that not everyone has, and it's not showing up this year. Let's make some noise. Come on.
Nick Foles, is that his podcast or
I don't
is he
know.
on?
Yes, he's doing a podcast now.
I mean, we don't have enough out there, Howard. We need more.
No, you need more.
We do.
People want more.
Well, good stuff from Nick Foles.
Yeah.
And very, very well said. It is an art. And it's valid criticism at Kevin Patullo. Does that mean that Kellen Moore was a better play caller last year? Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious to say he's a better play caller. He had much more experience, and he's a better offensive coordinator. Let's face it, Kellen Moore's a better offensive coordinator than Kevin Patullo is.
That podcast is called The Season, SZN, I guess stands for the season, SZN, and he does it with his brother-in-law, Evan Moore. That's the other guy.
Yeah, I see. You never know who the other guy is unless you look into it. I'm glad you did, too.
Yes.
I've always wanted to be the other guy.
Right.
You are the other guy, aren't you?
I guess, yeah. Middays with Marks, I'm the other guy.
What do you mean you want to be the other guy? That extend past
No, just podcast.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, podcast. Just podcast. Just podcast.
All right. There you go. I mean, he makes a very valid point. And if you think about it, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017, Frank Reich, John DeFilippo, Doug Peterson, whoever it was, all three of them, two of the three, whatever. Nick Foles, if you remember when he took over for Carson Wentz, was horrible. And they went back and they said, okay, let's examine what he did well when he was with Chip Kelly and he had that monster season.
Right.
Was it 2013, 2012, whenever it was? And they started doing a lot of RPO stuff. And they got into some of the old stuff. And then once you saw Nick get into a rhythm, man, he was good. And we saw that in the playoffs.
He was just dealing.
He was, man.
Like a point guard.
And he was confident.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts isn't confident right
You know who's available? Chip Kelly's available.
Saw that. Yeah, let's bring him in.
Let's bring him in.
Bring Chip in. $6 million contract. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it is it's obviously an issue, but I was texting with my buddy Bill from Northeast Philly this morning, and I'm not saying Bill is the guy that says Patullo, but I think it's easy to just say Patullo. I'm so sick of hearing his name. He's obviously a culprit in what's going on right now.
Well,
but we wouldn't know that if they were able to run the football like they did last year.
Right, but everybody was sort of suspect of the hiring, the promotion.
For good reason.
Because of the way it worked the last time they went in-house. So, the microscope was on him from the beginning, and the offense hasn't looked good from the beginning.
It hasn't.
It just keeps building and building and building. But the real reason is obviously you had a 2,000-yard back last year. How often does that happen in the NFL?
A couple times a decade.
Right. And now the guy's getting 60 yards a game.
Yeah, now he's averaging under 4 yards a carry.
Right.
Do you feel much different after the loss on Sunday? As a whole, looking at the Eagles in the season, do you feel significantly different, or has it changed your opinion about this team going forward into the playoffs?
Well, giving up a 21-point lead is staggering to me. With a defense the way they play, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they're going to win this week, but that was a real kick in the what.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it doesn't give you confidence that that the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
For sure.
That's really what it's about, right?
For sure. But do you feel like that they're losing in the first round of the playoffs, or that this is going to be a free fall?
No, I don't see a free fall.
I don't either.
No.
I think they're a top 3 seed. We'll see where it goes from here.
Right.
If things do spiral, then we're going to know it real fast. If they don't come out and beat the Bears, and I'm not talking about a 30-point win. If they don't come out and decisively beat the Bears, I'll be surprised on Friday. I don't really feel much different about this team. I knew they couldn't run the ball before Sunday.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the defense gave up a lot of yards. Still a good defense.
The penalties are a big concern.
Man.
It's a big concern. And, they weren't a team that turned the ball over. You turned the ball over twice in the fourth quarter. Barkley, that's not what he does. That was a killer.
Killers.
Yeah.
The Barkley fumble, it totally changes the dynamic of the game because it is let me find where it is right here. Yeah, so start of the third quarter. No, that's not it. When did that happen?
Yeah,
Late
the Fred Johnson penalty that nullified a big catch by Devontae.
So 2nd and 7 from the Dallas 28. There's 8 minutes to go in the game. Devontae catches it down to the Dallas 12, the 12-yard line. All right, great catch, great body control. Love Devontae. He's awesome. Fred Johnson, legal use of the hands to the face. Obvious call.
Right.
Boom, that backs him up. Next play, Saquon fumbles. Next play.
Yep.
So you're a 2nd and 7 from the Dallas 28 to where you're almost inside the 10-yard line to a fumble, and then you lose the ball. That's 8 minutes to go. Even if you get a field goal there, it totally changes everything.
Absolutely. And that was one of that was the drive where you talked about designed runs. Hurts had a really nice one where he was like sort of nifty moving around,
man,
a
he looked
9-yarder. It was like a quarterback, almost like a counter draw type of play.
Yeah, well, that's what they said on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, it wasn't a scramble. All right, ball at the Dallas 43. This is the start of the fourth quarter. Ball's at the Dallas 43-yard line. Eagles are driving. Completion to Dallas Goedert, and they call that pass interference on Devontae Smith, which to me was not offensive pass interference.
You had back-to-back penalties on this
A.J.
drive.
Brown goes false start on the next play. So it goes from 1st and 10, ball at the Dallas 43, to 1st and 25. They miss a field goal. Dallas gets a touchdown on the next possession.
56 yards wide right. Yep.
It started the third quarter, so you're up 21-7. Did you feel comfortable with 21-7 at the half? I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
No.
They get the ball coming out.
It was the play to Turpin that kind of got Dallas back into the game.
It got him
before
going.
the end of the first half. That big play sort of gave him a little life.
Start of the third, 2nd and 2 from their own 40. Got past the Goddard for 20 yards. That gets them to the Dallas 40. Illegal formation by Matt Pryor. They go incomplete, boom, and then that's it. So, I mean, if any of those penalties or the fumble doesn't happen, this is a different game. And there are things that, like the Fred Johnson illegal use of hands to the face, bad penalty, but like at least he's trying to block a defensive end that's trying to kill the quarterback.
Right.
Matt Pryor should be cut.
It's
after
not like he jumped off
formation.
sides or something.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
illegal formation.
All right, coming up, Tim McManus next. His thoughts on everything and where's he at with the play calling? Does he think that there's a chance there's an in-house or even outside of the house that they replace Kevin Patullo? That's coming up next. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Tulo's still in charge. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. That's brought to you by Groundworks, your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. Nick Sirianni met with the media yesterday, was asked if he's considered a change in offensive play caller after the 24-21 loss to the Cowboys on Sunday. Eagles head coach sticking by his offensive coordinator.
No, I haven't. And I think that it's never like it's just this. Well, it's not just that. And it's every piece of the puzzle, coaching, playing, execution, scheme, everything. We got to be better in all of those aspects.
We'll figure out if they can put the puzzle together when we talk to Tim McManus of ESPN coming up in the next segment as the Eagles are getting set for the short week against the Bears on Black Friday. Flyers continue the Philly sports free fall, losing 3-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning after being shut out for the first time this season. Their 4-game road trip continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. 76ers return to action against the Magic in NBA Cup play tonight at 8 o'clock. You catch the game live right here on The Fanatic. This update's also brought to you by Super Sure. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. The seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Sure. Coming soon. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
You remember this one, Harry?
Hello?
No. What's that?
Hello?
So we had the celebrity contest, and someone called it as Larry David, and it wasn't. It's a fake Larry David.
Hello?
Mike went to.
Doesn't
Mike,
even sound like him.
Mike was so excited. He gave this great introduction. He goes, "Larry, is this really you?" And he goes,
Hello?
because the security guard of making sure it was the real Larry David was his last name was D. Kamara.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the PD; it was the assistant PD at the time.
Hello?
Joining us right now, I have this for him.
He had beautiful hair.
Very beautiful hair because he's a TV guy and he needs to. You see him on ESPN, you read him on ESPN.com, and you hear him right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. His name is Tim McManus. Hello, Tim. Uh-oh. Is the phone pot up?
Hello, gentlemen.
There he is.
Timmy, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Thank you for that cut. I appreciate that.
Yep. You have beautiful hair. All right. Let's what a loss. What a loss. What a loss. All right, I don't even know where to start with this. The biggest thing that I hear from fans is that this is Kevin Patullo's fault. It's play design, it's play calling. That's the biggest issue with the Eagles offense right now. What would you say, and I believe it's a number of things, what would you say the biggest issue with the Eagles offense is right now?
For this game, I'm going coaching. I feel like the last couple games, it points to coaching. It's, and the number one thing that I have in my mind is a lack of adjustments. So you jump out to a 21-point lead. You're cruising. And then when you go into the locker room after the collapse and you're talking to some of the players, like A.J. Brown, he said, the Dallas did a really nice job of sort of adjusting to what we were doing. And all of a sudden, what looked really easy, suddenly you couldn't convert and you couldn't go down the field and you couldn't score points for the rest of the way. That to me lies on the coaching. When you hear the comments of Landon Dickerson saying, they threw out these 5-man fronts and we didn't have enough time on task during the course of the week, that to me goes to coaching. And when I see 14 penalties, which is tied for the most that Nick Sirianni has ever had in his tenure. The last time they did that was his first game ever as a head coach. That goes to me to coaching. So I feel like the coaching staff let this team down on Sunday in Dallas.
Well, Tim, 2 years ago when things all went to where, it was the Niners that sort of they basically told the league, hey, we established a blueprint, to how to beat the Eagles. Is that 5-man front now the new blueprint?
Well, so part of the I would say the frustration coming out of this game is that the Eagles, in a sense, some people like in that locker room knew what was coming. Whether it was a 5-man front or not, they knew that the Cowboys were selling out to stop the run early. That's what they had been showing on tape, and then they would try to get you into 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, and then deploy cover 2, and that's kind of what they did. Was sell out to stop the run and then deploy coverage. And yet the Eagles started out, I think, with a smart game plan in which they were throwing a lot on first down, and it was creating opportunities down the field for guys like A.J. Brown, and the whole operation was really moving. And then when they got in the second half, they were often running on first down, and they were sort of running into the teeth of that 5-man front. And so this goes back to the conversation of not just not adjusting properly, but also sort of a penchant from Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo to lean conservative. They said that they didn't feel like they took their foot off the gas, but when you go from your original plan, which was to throw more on first down because you knew that the Cowboys were going to be selling out on that down and taking advantage with chunk plays through the air, and then you change that to, well, let's run on first down and then get yourselves into what ended up being 3rd and longs because you were running right into the teeth and the strength of that Dallas defense. That puts you in a bind. And when you add that with the penalties, then all of a sudden your operation starts to falter. So it's not so much a blueprint as much as like the Eagles sort of understood what the counter was and started that way. And then they sort of got away from it And you can, because they have a history this year of leaning conservative, it's fair to wonder if that's what happened again.
So, is there any? Do you think that there's internal conversations? What would you say the chances are? And I guess maybe this is if they start losing some games, that there could be a replacement for Kevin Patullo, at least even in house, or Nick Sirianni takes over as the play caller. Do you think that's a possibility at this point?
So I think that there's always going to be conversations about, all right, what's the best course forward. Sirianni said yesterday that he hasn't contemplated that. I wonder if he looks back at 23 and the decision that he made to remove Sean Desai and what a disaster that proved to be, and be like, maybe I should just stay the course and not signal to everybody in the building that I'm kind of panicking here. Right. So, I mean, that obviously Matt Patricia tried to come in and create almost a new system. It was way too short of a time frame for that to even be possibly manageable. And that really helped fuel the collapse. And it's really also, it's like, what's the alternative right now? I mean, are you going to give it to Sirianni? Like, he hasn't called plays since his first year, and it was sort of discovered in that time that it was better if he was able to just sort of focus on the game and not be calling plays simultaneously. And I just don't know if there's a natural answer. And you're certainly not going out of house this late in the year, because that would be even worse than a Matt Patricia thing. So I don't think it's going to happen. But if it ends up getting in a big funk and they lose to Chicago and it starts to roll that way, that's when I think all conversations sort of get onto the table.
Well, Tim, obviously the 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter were enormous. Gibson fielding that punt. What was the talk in the locker room afterwards? I mean, to me, he's got a fumbling issue. That's the reason the Jets let him go. And, why is he even fielding that punt in that position of the field?
Yeah, and then Sirianni was the one that said, I need to be better in having a conversation to get those guys to understand, number one, about the discipline, and then that's play specifically. He said, I need to do a better job with that. I mean, you don't field the ball there. We weren't able to talk to Gibson. He got hurt on that play, and so he was, he had a sling around his arm and the whole thing. So we weren't able to get the explanation from him. But it was just one of a series of miscues. It almost felt like the Eagles were ripe for a loss, for this kind of loss, in that they had been playing all these one-score games. Everything had been a little bit tight to the vest. They had been saying that, kind of suggesting this was the formula, that we're gonna be conservative on offense. The defense is going to carry it, and we're not going to turn the ball over. But sometimes turnovers happen. Like it's Saquon Barkley running down the left sideline. Somebody comes up from behind him and he strips the ball. Like that's going, no matter how much you preach it or how much you try to get the passing game not to let it rip sometimes because you want to protect the football. Like sometimes turnovers are going to happen, and it happened on special teams, and it happened with Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
And then your defense starts getting hit by injuries, and all of a sudden this formula that you're trying to stay true to sort of isn't carrying as much weight. So it really felt like, this was a game that was bound to happen, and it unfolded in sort of a disastrous way. 21-point lead just going up in smoke.
Yeah, but when you say bound to happen, we're talking to Tim McManus, ESPN. It kind of sounds like you feel like I do, which is, terrible loss. We should be mad about it, but ultimately, does it change the way you look at this team going forward this year? I'm not any more confident they're winning a Super Bowl, especially with the way the Rams are playing. But this is a week-to-week league, and they got to clean this stuff up. But that's a horrible loss. But still, division rival. They've been very fortunate to continue to win these games like this. And as much as the Eagles tried to give this game away, the Cowboys tried to give it away too. It's not like that they didn't make mistakes as well. So it's as crappy as the game was on a Tuesday. I actually don't feel so bad about the game going forward.
That's fair enough. I mean, I just looked at it and I was like, this doesn't feel like an 8-2 team. Like going back to 23 when they were 10-1, like this does not feel like a 10-1 team, and it almost felt like inevitable that it was going to catch up with them at some point. And I had a similar feeling here with the Eagles. One, because it seemed like they were still trying to operate like it was 24, and that they had this super explosive ground game where Saquon Barkley is rattling off 60-yard runs every time you turn your head. And this running game is not even close to that, and yet they're still sort of trying to be that kind of offense. They're having the infighting going on the offensive side of the ball. They were 6-1 in one-score games. This league will expose you at some point. I look at even the Chiefs last year; like they didn't get exposed until the Super Bowl, but they got exposed.
Yeah, they sure did.
You know what I mean? And I just felt like this team is not designed to be not really a 9-2. This is a 9-2 team. It hasn't had that feel all year long, and you have to give them credit for scratching and clawing and being able to beat a lot of good teams along the way. And I agree with you, John. Like this game showed you, if they didn't have one of those turnovers, or if Jake Elliott makes his 56-yarder, or if Zach Bond secures the interception, even with all these gripes, they still would have come out of Dallas with a win or close, or gone to overtime with the Elliott field goal. So I mean, it shows you that this is a very talented group that even when it's shooting itself in the foot, it's still right there in game. So if you're looking for a positive, that's what it is. It's like, yeah, they put forth like an awful performance by their standards, and and it took everything that Dallas had at the end to pull it out.
The Odigizua sack on 3rd and 2, which eventually forced a punt. No double tush push there, because the Eagles of old, that's typically what they would have done, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. Detroit seemed like they found a little something in how to defense it. I believe that the Eagles identified whatever that new wrinkle was and tried to put in a countermeasure in case teams were going to do that again. But yeah, there have been some times where they've opted out of doing that. So, yeah, the stats, I think, Harry, have gone down a little bit for the tush push. I don't know if it factored into that equation, but yeah, it caught them at a bad time there.
Last year they would have done it.
The success rate isn't what it was, that's for sure. It's like in the 70 percentile as opposed to 90s.
Yeah.
As before,
yeah. Tim.
Yeah, and you missed Johnson, and Juergens was coming back from an injury, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Tim, are you expecting a slide here? Because you had mentioned 2023 when you looked at it, you said, yeah, that's not a 10-1 team. You said the same thing about this team. Are you worried about a slide here over the next few weeks?
A little bit. I mean, the schedule softens up for them. They still have a couple. They have the Raiders game. They have a couple against Washington. I'm not expecting it to go like a 6 of 7 like it did, but they are in a position where this is a gettable time if you're the opponent looking at them right now. One, because the offense still hasn't found its stride, and two, because they have suffered some injuries now.
Yep.
And you're looking at, all right, is Adoree Jackson going to be available because he suffered the concussion? Andrew Makuba with the fracture. It looks like, his season is in jeopardy. And so now you have different moving parts. And as Dallas showed you in that second half, when that happens, that they're obviously not going to be as buttoned up as you were. So it makes, this Friday's game very interesting against an 8-3 Chicago Bears team. I don't think anybody thought would be 8-3. And it doesn't look like, they don't feel like an 8-3 team, kind of similar to the Eagles. But at the same time, they've had that gumption of figuring out these one-score games. And I look back to just earlier in the season when they suffered that loss against Denver. They had the short week against the Giants, and they put forth the worst performance of the season against a bad Giants team, and they got blown out at MetLife. Now they have a short week to get it right, to bounce back and sort of lick their wounds and make sure that doesn't happen again. I think that's a critical storyline to watch. It's like, do they have the bounce back ability? The first time they lost, the answer was no. Is it different this time around?
It's a great point.
Yeah.
Tim, I saw you put on social media. I texted you afterwards, but our friend Pat Callahan, who I don't even know when you and Pat started This Week in Pro Football on the Fanatic. I know you did it elsewhere before coming here, but it was, Pat wasn't a full-time radio professional. He was a businessman who started a pro football show on the radio and brought it to the Fanatic, and you co-hosted. Sal was on the show. You had a great fantasy guest. It was a really, really fun show. Sean and I would be on until 12, and then you and Pat would be on from 12 to 2, I think. Pat passed away, had a short battle with cancer, and he was one of my favorite guys. I used to love listening to you, and Pat was just such a kind, great person. So, obviously, we're all thinking about Pat and his family.
Yeah, my heart's really heavy because he's a friend of mine. I consider him family, and I've known him for so long. He got me basically my foot into the door in this industry.
Really?
Where he was looking for a co-host for his This Week in Pro Football show, and there was a connection with my cousin and his brother, and they got us together. And I was doing This Week in Pro Football with Pat, like way back in the early 2000s on WVLT in Vineland, New Jersey. we would follow the Padre Pio hour. That was our
Harry bought
meeting.
time on that station.
I was on that station.
Yeah.
Were you really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, we used to do the drive into Jersey every Saturday to do that show. And, eventually we brought it over to 97.5, and I worked with him for over a decade on This Week in Pro Football. It's how I got to know Sal, who became a mentor of mine. And he always, he had this bluntness, and he would we would go back and forth on the air, but he would always keep that human connection with you. So you never felt too far from him. Just a genuine heart, great family man, and a great radio personality who's gone too soon. Somebody who really respected the both of you guys in particular. Always had a fondness for you two. So thank you for creating that space, for mentioning him, for being an advocate for him, and being a friend to him. I'm going to miss him a whole lot.
All right, Timmy. All right.
I loved it. Yeah.
So it's fun. All right. So this is a win Friday? Eagles win?
I think I'm going to pick a win.
Okay.
I don't feel like I want to get in the locker room, and we'll have our first access later this afternoon to sort of get a feel. But I do feel like they'll bounce back in this spot.
Tim, I've been hearing Justin Simmons' name since July around here. Why is he still available, and is there any possibility that the Eagles would have interest?
That's a great question. I mean, they usually if a player with that kind of name is still available, there's a reason why.
Yeah, it's
he's
fishy.
got the he's got the connection to the D. But they did bring in. I remember when they traded for Michael Carter, that Howie Roseman made a point to say that he can play safety too, and so maybe that's kind of a natural in-house spot for them, and go that way for now. But yeah, it's worth monitoring. We know Roseman will do everything that he can to try to make this team better, and the secondary right now obviously needs a little help.
All right, T-Mac, get that turkey ready to go. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Always a pleasure.
All right,
Talk
talk
to you
to
soon.
you. Tim McManus, ESPN. There you go.
Yeah, I used to love listening to Pat.
It was a great show.
TPIF.
Yep. Yeah. All right, Timmy.
Or TWIPF.
This Week in Pro
TWIPF
Yes.
is what it was. Yes.
It was good.
My bad.
Hey, Tim brought up two really interesting things there. A, the response that they had after the Broncos game, which you could say is a similar game to Dallas, right? How they totally blew it in the fourth quarter, and they came back against the Giants and got their doors blown off.
Right.
Not good. The Bears on Friday, short week, coming off a horrible loss to Dallas. And then he said, I'm going to pick the Eagles, but I want to get a feel for the locker room. What's that locker room going to be like today when it opens up to the media? Is it going to be a tight group where everybody's kind of saying the right thing, but you can tell that they're not feeling good about things? Because Tim said it last week. The defense is everybody's having fun and it's loose and they're feeling great about themselves. And then you go to the offense and everybody's tight and tightly wound and everything else. So
yeah, all the focus is on the inability of the offense to generate yards and points. So at some point, we already talked about or heard about offensive players sort of like feeling that they're letting the defense down. Kind of situation. Now you're getting injuries on the defensive side. The Blankenship injury was a big injury.
It was.
He's kind of an unheralded guy on that defense, but he's a good player.
Well, listen, as president of the Adoree Jackson fan club, that also changed a lot of things in the game as well.
Right.
Because he goes out. Now, DeJean has to play a little bit more on the outside.
Yep.
And you saw what was happening with that. They started attacking down the field.
Right.
But CeeDee Lamb did catch the ball, which was only a couple times. He's dropping everything
dropped
else.
Some big ones again.
It's 2 straight games against the Eagles. And I had this thought. When you talk about a guy like Lane Johnson, and he goes down with an injury, we know that that's a big loss, right? Lane Johnson is a future Hall of Fame tackle, and he's one of the best players in Eagles franchise history. But when you look specifically at the Cowboys game, that one injury, look what it caused. Fred Johnson's now is now your starting right tackle. He had the illegal use of hands to the face. That was a huge penalty.
Right.
And then because he's taken off the field in the jumbo package, Nat Pryor comes in
as the sixth offensive lineman
and has the illegal formation. So not only is it hurting you with Lane Johnson, now you don't have Fred Johnson, who you relied on so much in that jumbo package. You have Matt Pryor. Can we get rid of Matt Pryor, please? Can we get Gibson and Matt Pryor out of here? Why is Gibson still on this roster? Because he returns kickoffs? Who cares?
That's a good question.
Put Bigsby in there. Britton Covey never fumbled the ball. And by the way, he was
Where's
pretty
he?
good. He's on the practice squad.
Okay, bring him up.
I'm surprised they're not making a move on Gibson. He sucks. It's just an isolated incident with the fumble. He fumbled in the Jets and got cut by the Jets.
I saw something where he's got 12 or 14 something ridiculous.
Yeah, his fumble percentage is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Number of touches
it's
he's
unbelievable
had. I saw
compared to the
same stat.
touches. Yeah.
Awesome. But Nick Sirianni, isn't this where a coach needs to kind of send a message and be like, you know what? When you make a big play, and it didn't end up costing them because the defense got to stop, but still, can't make a play like that. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Dave from Limerick's been holding for a while. We'll talk to you first on the other side. But also, Tim McManus, he put the loss on coaching. What can you really expect to change? The philosophy, the run pass? Sirianni said yesterday he hasn't contemplated changing play callers. Is that a bad thing? We'll talk about that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn, and this Thanksgiving, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is introducing a brand new way to build a parlay together. It's called Pass the Leg. Here's how it works. You start a group build, you add your pick, and then you pass it to your friends so they can add theirs. When everyone's done, you lock in the group parlay with your own funds because football's better when it's played and bet together. And to make it even better, everyone gets a 50% profit boost to use on their build. So when you're going to make your pick, when you're going to make this parlay with your group, you want to be the one with the leg that hits. And I've been talking earlier this week about the Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown because I have him in fantasy, and that's been something that's hit pretty regularly for this Lions team, especially when Dan Campbell is at the reins as the play caller. But you saw it on Sunday. What the Cowboys are doing with George Pickens right now is pretty special just from an objective standpoint and what he's been able to do just as a wide receiver in the NFL this season. So for me, the over 5.5 for receptions for him this week, plus money, might have to go there as my pass the leg parlay pick. Grab your crew, start your build, and get it on the action this Thanksgiving with Pass the Leg. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus at President, Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Not making a change. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Nick Sirianni met with the media yesterday in his day after presser as the Eagles lost Sunday 24-21 to the Cowboys. And the big question, what are they going to do at offensive play caller? Well, Sirianni believes he's got the right guys in the right place.
I feel like we got the right people as players, as coaches that have had success. And, we're all searching for answers to make it more consistent. And we got to find, the things that we really can hang our hat on.
You just heard our conversation with ESPN's Tim McManus about the coaching and everything going on with his Birds team. You catch it one more time on our website or the Fanatic app. Eagles trying to get set for the short week game against the Bears on Black Friday. Flyers continued the Philly sports futility last night, losing 3-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, being shut out for the first time this season. Their 4-game road trip continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. 76ers return to action against the Magic in NBA Cup play today at 8 o'clock. You catch that game live right here on the Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Super Sure. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. The seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Sure. Coming soon. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks and Harry Mays and Ray Dunn, who is off to the Bahamas. More on that a little later.
Yeah.
If I could live this kid's life, man.
Oh, jeez.
Gotta tell you. Charmed life, Ray Dunn. Let's go to Dave. Dave in Limerick's been holding for a while. Let's talk about the Eagles situation. Dave, go ahead, buddy. What's up?
I just don't understand how they just don't make adjustments. Obviously, something needs to be done. You have an offensive-minded head coach. You have a rookie offensive coordinator. But there's just too much talent on this team. Like, what are they doing? Like, how are they not coming up with better, I don't know, play designs? I get the hurts, and I get, like, you want to have plays that he's comfortable with, but Barkley just seems spent. He ran, 2,000 yards last year over, and stats say that the following year you don't do well.
Yep.
Why don't they put Bixby in? Now, I get it. Like, his stats in 2025, I think he had 4.6 yards to carry with Jacksonville. That seems good. And why not put – and, again, this is just – why don't they come up with something different? Like, more multiple backfield, like two backs.
Something.
They were going to do that at the beginning of the season, right? They had the fullback. Like, why don't you put Barkley to be out there? Just come up with something different. Like, what do you have to lose? The defense is going to keep you in the game. Like, try different things on offense, and they're not doing it. I just don't understand. Like, you're almost like giving up. Like, you play good teams in the playoffs, and it's going to turn out like it did on Sunday. Like, they're up 21-0, and they're like, you look on the sidelines, and they're going like it's like they won the game already, and they checked out. And what are they doing? I don't get it. It's good, and I don't understand why Howie allows it. Like, it's not like the defense 2 years ago. Like, you have an offensive-minded head coach. Like, Sirianni needs to do something more than just motivate the players on the sidelines if this offense is as bad as it is. Like, what is he doing?
It's a good question.
No, everything I think that you said, Dave, is very fair.
Yep.
Why, Harry, we've been talking about it for weeks.
Yeah,
try something.
How many times over the, back in the old days would you hear about coaches, staying at the facility, sleeping like Dick Vermeil? All the old school guys, Gibbs would stay there.
Wouldn't see their families for weeks.
What were they? They're always looking at film, trying to come up with something to attack whatever team they were playing that week, and they'd come up with new innovations off of old design, right? We're not seeing any of that.
No.
Every now and then you see something a little different. Like there was a play or two last week that I was like, oh, that's something. I usually
first half
mark it down. Like, hey, that's a little something different. But there's very little motion. They don't seem to scheme like guys open like other teams do.
It's never been the offense.
It's very static.
And the quarterback doesn't throw guys open a lot.
Yeah.
No, it is. The offense is what it is. I think that's a combination of the quarterback and the limitations of the head coach.
I know there's a couple jet sweeps in the game last week in the first half that was like, oh, I haven't seen that in a while.
They had a good first half.
Yeah.
Kevin Patullo had a good first half. Jalen Hurts had a good first half. It was a good first half. That's the problem.
Right.
It's a good first half.
The game is 4 quarters. Yeah.
Here's Nick Sirianni thinking about changing play callers. Here's Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I think we always are looking for answers. As coaches, we're always looking for answers, and we're never into assigning blame. It's just looking for answers. And I think what sometimes can happen is it's like, it's just this. Well, it's not just that. And it's every piece of the puzzle: coaching, playing, execution, scheme, everything. We got to be better in all of those aspects. And so yesterday, I thought Kevin did a good job of calling it. Obviously he's going to want plays back, just like every player and myself. We all want plays back.
Yeah, you always want it back. You want throws back. You want plays back, or whatever. Is it possible that loss? Is it possible the loss is actually a good thing? They win that game. what change is going to happen?
Nothing.
Is there urge? Because A.J. Brown's going to be mad, but it's like Jalen seems like that we're still winning games, so I'm not really all that worried about it.
But he got targeted a bunch.
Keep the main thing.
Especially
looked
early.
great.
Yeah.
Looked great in the first half, for sure.
Running slants, stuff, to inside the numbers.
Imagine that.
It was all good.
It was great. Yeah. Oh, man, it was the best first half I can remember in a long time, Harry.
Yeah.
In a really long time. And then they lose. Yeah. I mean, the singular focus of there's so many things wrong with the offense right now, and they're still 8-3. And they're still 8-3.
Yeah, but they don't control home field now.
So I mean, Harry, I know that. Yeah. And I don't think they're a great 8-3. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you that.
Neither are the Bears.
No, the Bears are not. The Bears are going to get the Bears are going to lose, and they're going to lose decisively on Friday. That is my prediction. You
so
feel
you're
the
laying
same
the
way?
7. You're laying the 7.
Laying it. I had Niners last night. That was an ugly game.
Oh, I was hideous.
Ray, it's Tuesday. Do you feel great about the game Friday?
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those line things for me. The fact they're 7-point favorites against the Bears, I get it, they're at home, but this is an 8-3 team that's having their moment right now.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson is a genius that obviously should have been a head coach. Caleb Williams, I mean, maybe not having the full moment for Caleb Williams, but he's at least justifying the fact that he was a first-round pick. Like,
yeah, you see what he looks like with a real coach, but
Las Vegas is telling you that Vic Fangio trumps Caleb Williams.
Right, that's what I'm seeing. Vegas is like, all that fun stuff going on in Chicago, it's coming to a crashing halt Friday.
You would think.
610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. That's the text line. That's the phone line. Remember, if you ever miss any portion of Middays with Marks, today with Harry Mays, you can get it wherever you get your podcasts. So just search Middays with Marks, leave a 5-star review, or Ray will delete it if it's not a 5-star review. I don't think you can't even delete them, can you?
No, I can't. I can only keep leaving more reviews that are definitely not from me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So leave a nice 5-star review, and you can listen. We break it down hour by hour. So you can go within the hour and say, you know what, I don't want to hear this, but I'd like to hear about this non-sports segment that we're going to do next, Harry.
Okay. Well, my day yesterday was watching Temple basketball and Monday Night Football. That was 2 awful games.
UC San Diego beats Temple?
Oh, yeah. UC San Diego, they can play.
I was looking at Temple's schedule, their basketball schedule. Huh?
Yeah.
And
they'll struggle with it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they're the teams they played. It's Villanova, and then who's the other good team that they play?
Memphis.
Memphis. Everybody else is the UTSAs and all these other schools. East Carolina.
Yeah, well, that's the conference they're in. But, man, that Monday night game was awful. But you had the Niners, though.
I had the Niners. Yeah, but Brock Purdy
tried to give it away.
Yeah, he did.
Tried to give it away.
Carolina stinks.
Yeah.
It's another team that was over 500 that stinks. 610-632-0975. Something happened this morning that I'm very unhappy about, and I'll share that coming up next. I'm still furious about it. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn, and this Thanksgiving FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is introducing a brand new way to build a parlay together. You've heard me talk about it already today. It's Pass the Leg. You're basically getting a group together. Each of you are making a pick, and everyone's going to get an opportunity to bet on that parlay with their own money. So you start the group build, add your pick, pass it along to your friends. Everyone can add theirs because you guys are going to enjoy the holiday more when you can bet on football together and when you watch it together. To make it even better, everyone on this deal is getting a 50% profit boost to use on their build. And it does kind of feel sacrilegious that I've mentioned multiple times just how impressed I am with what the Cowboys are doing with George Pickens. But his over in receptions, it's an over-under of 5.5, which for some of you might be a little bit rich, but look at what he was able to do against the Eagles and think about just what they're going to be trying to do to keep up with that Chiefs team. I think that they're going to be throwing the ball through the air, and I think they're going to be throwing the ball through the air pretty consistently to George Pickens. His over-under right now at 5.5 is a plus 108. If you go get that right now, plus the 50% profit boost on that parlay, that's not a bad leg to pass along for the rest of the parlay. So grab your crew, start your build, and get on the action this Thanksgiving with Pass the Leg. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to get started. FanDuel. Play your game. 21 plus at present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
John Kincade.
Middays with Marks. Colarulo in the house. Just chat with us during the break. Bill and Ricky coming up at 2 o'clock Unfiltered.
Man, he gets in here early, man.
He does. I mean, yeah, he's almost always here by now. Yep. He's listening the whole morning. Goes and works out, I'm sure, in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Got to lift.
Pumps the iron. Him and Ray. Ray's an early riser as well. He's at the gym in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yep. You know me.
On the dad stack.
I was up at 5:30 texting Ray this morning.
You were?
I thought he was in the Bahamas, and I thought he had food poisoning. So I was worried about him.
No, he's okay.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
That was a great surprise.
Ray in the Bahamas.
You questioned my message. I was like, I'm going to see you today. Don't worry, Harry.
Were you up at 5:30?
No.
Yeah, no, because he emailed at 12:59 last night. I was doing I have freelance work that I do.
Yeah.
My wife, and I mean, talk about a glutton for punishment. We're hosting Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Okay.
She's having her Friendsgiving on Saturday at her house as well.
So you're hosting double?
Back to back. So Thursday, Saturday. Fun. Whatever. Fine. Whatever. All right. My studio's in my basement.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have a finished basement, and I carved out a little area where I have my studio. All right. My wife has decided to have a sleepover for two of my daughters, not one of my daughters, two of my daughters. There's going to be 9 girls between the age of 8 and 10 sleeping over tonight. 9.
I'd get a hotel room.
Well, so then my Lena, my middle girl, she says, Daddy, can you make us pancakes tomorrow morning? And I said, honey, I got a radio show to do.
Right.
So, no, I'm not going to be making pancakes tomorrow morning. Your mom can make you pancakes. And since she's the one that unilaterally scheduled a 9-girl sleepover. So,
before Thanksgiving.
And they're sleeping in the base before Thanksgiving. Right. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which means like cleaning up the house and, got to do this and got to do that. And the basement needs to be cleaned and need to do this, need to do that.
And then if they're in the basement, you can't do any little shows.
So last night I had to do all the freelance work I had to do for the next 2 days. I had to do last night. So I was actually, when Ray sent the email at 1 o'clock last night, I was still working.
You were up.
There are workaholics here.
Oh, wow.
I was up.
I was in bed.
You were sleeping. And then I was
when
up.
You texted me this morning. I was asleep.
Right.
You could have texted me at 5:30. I was awake at 5:30.
Yeah.
I was back awake at 5. That's what time I have to get up. So, yeah, so that's my first complaint of the day.
And then you had a little situation.
Yeah, so I go outside to it's been a rough It's like last Friday when I was I had already planned the show. I had sent all the emails I needed for sound that I wanted and everything else. And I'm leaving for work. This is on Friday, and my daughter starts throwing up, and she's throwing up blood. So it's like, oh, my God. So this is, again, so I'm all right, we're going to go back to the hospital. And she's fine. For people that don't know, she's fine. Everything's fine. So that's at like 5 minutes to 8 on Friday when I'm trying to walk out the door.
Right.
This morning, because it was still kind of chilly, do you start the car before you go?
Yes.
So I start the car, put the seat warmer on, put the heat on a little bit, walk out because I didn't get the mail last night. And I walk out to the mailbox. Ray, I'm going to send it to you right now. You want to put it on the 975 Middays page?
Oh, it's a picture?
It's a video.
Oh, video.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So I don't want to airdrop it. I want to text Ray with it. Anyway, so I walk outside to the mailbox, and what do I see? A big load of dog poop right in front of my mailbox. Right, and it wasn't a big dog. It's probably more of a medium-sized to smaller dog. So it wasn't that big. But still, right in the middle of the sidewalk. But the thing about it is, Harry, right? No one wants a dog pooping on your sidewalk.
You're supposed to clean it up. They wear those little mitts, like the little baggies.
You bring a bag with you. You bring a Target bag. You bring whatever.
Right.
I'm not saying you need to go out and buy individual dog poop bags like some people. I don't need that, right? But the irony of the whole thing is, directly across the street from me, the association puts up. It has the pole with the box with the dog poop bags in it.
Oh.
All this a-hole had to do was walk across the street and grab the bags. They're not just for emergency use. I see people every day. That's the bag they use.
Sure.
Because there's a little there's a patch of grass and there's a pond across. So they leave it in the middle of my sidewalk. Right, you putting it out there, 975 Middays. That's our Twitter account if you want.
Yeah, so it's like a little dog park in a way with the bags. Everything's right there.
Every dog owner, Harry, and you're not a dog owner, right?
No, not anymore. I used to be.
When you go out, you walk the dog. You don't have a backyard. Sometimes you're not expecting the poop because they already did, and you walk and you don't have a bag, and you're like, oh man, what am I gonna do? The very least If you don't go home and you don't get a bag, okay, I'd say that's being a bad neighbor. But don't you have to get a stick or a leaf? At least get it to the side where you don't leave it right in the middle of the sidewalk. I understand accidents happen. If you're going to be a lazy dog owner or a lazy neighbor, fine. But at least shove it over to the side.
Could this have been just a rogue dog?
No.
Out for a little walkabout?
Not in my neighborhood.
No?
There's no rogue anything.
Okay.
No, that the police would be, the SWAT team would be out. There was a dog.
Right?
Yeah, the SWAT
unattended dogs.
You can't have
you
that.
You can't
in my
have that.
neighborhood.
Not in that neighborhood.
No,
no, not in that.
No, hell, believe me, the Facebook page, the neighborhood's Facebook page. No, everything's on there.
That's another reason why I'm not on Facebook. Neighborhood Facebook page.
Yeah, they're very on top of things. So anyway, so I went on. I have lots of cameras. Unfortunately, where it happened when it was dark. So I went back and reviewed the footage. I can't make out who it is. I know when it happened, but it was all the way down
it's
the
too
street.
grainy. You can't really see.
All the way down at the street.
Yeah.
You can't exactly see who it is. So I don't know exactly who it is. But this has been. I've had many complaints along the lines here.
Yeah.
Because what they used to do. I used to have to run home from work because if I left my trash can, because you have the big trash can they provide for you.
Sure, the recycling bin and all that.
Right. If you don't get that up, like God forbid you leave it overnight till Saturday morning, these dog owners that actually do use a bag.
Oh, they'll drop it right in there, right?
Right in an empty empty trash can.
Oh.
You know what happens in the summer when
the heat?
It sticks to the bottom of it, which means you have me putting the trash can on the side and having to
hose it out.
I have to crawl in and get the bag. So I had to clean up this poop this morning. I went across the street and got a bag and then cleaned it up myself. And even though I didn't touch it because I was in the bag, I still went inside and washed my hands. I felt like I should. No one wants to feel dog poop. So there you go.
It's the worst.
That's this morning, Ray. That's my first world problems of living in Collegeville.
Well, that was honestly for me. I'm more concerned that I could know the person that did this. I could know the family.
You could.
The number of times that I've been in that neighborhood.
Right.
Well, they're suspects.
But did one of your radio co-hosts ever void in your driveway?
What?
Well, I'm using a clean word. Take a leak in your driveway.
No.
That happened to me.
Does his last name rhyme with Martinez?
Yes.
What?
Yes. We have a half a bath right inside the front door. I offered him to get into the house. He chose not to. Just went right there on the driveway.
Huh?
Yes.
So
he owns it, too.
He left your house.
He dropped me off. I think we were at a concert. I think it was at one of the Metallica concerts.
So you went to it, and did he say I have to go to the bathroom, or did he just say good night, Harry? He got out of the car and he peed on the driveway.
I think he telegraphed it, and that's why I said, "Come on in." No, chose not to.
So you knew he was peeing outside your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's not like you're going into a urinal with a bunch of other drunk men.
That's what I'm saying.
Is there a lock on your door if you're if you
I had the keys. I was going in the house.
No, what I'm saying is that it's a comfortable bathroom. You live in a newer house.
Yeah.
So you don't have to walk in and
it's not an outhouse.
No, there's a door on the bathroom, right?
Right.
So you should feel comfortable going to the bathroom.
Yes.
Right?
No, there's a curtain you pull over.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a basement bathroom where it's just a toilet. You have to worry about your wife walking in to do laundry or something. I don't know. I'm trying to understand the psychology. Jason's on tomorrow with us, by the way.
Well, ask him about it. He'll talk about it.
Does he just like peeing outside?
He's like a mountain man. He's different.
Does he understand it's extremely disrespectful to piss on somebody's...
Well, not even to me, to my neighbors.
Just in general.
Let's say my neighbor had to go out and walk his dog. He's got to smell that. It's terrible.
Or there's a camera on the house and you see Jason.
That's the other thing. I think I should get one of these cameras. My doorbell hasn't worked for 10 years.
No?
No, you got to knock on our door.
The good old-fashioned way.
Yeah, right.
Look at the Ring camera.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it has a doorbell, too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you can, and when people, if you're not home and someone comes to the door, you can talk to them.
Or they leave a package.
They leave a package. Yeah, no, you can see everything.
Yeah, okay.
And the solicitors, a lot of times, is when I'll give them the business. when they'll just keep ringing the doorbell and ringing the doorbell.
So you just, what are you talking to your phone and it goes out the doorbell?
Yeah, it goes out on the speaker. The notification will come up that someone's at your front door and it'll show the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can just click on it and you can actually talk through it.
Oh, wow.
Like, because sometimes it's a neighbor or somebody, be like, hey, I'm not home, but thank you.
Right. Get off my lawn.
That's what I say.
Exactly.
That's normally what I say.
Terrific.
If they keep ringing it. Now, what I don't like from the solicitors is when because they're taught moves to try to not let you close the door in their face.
Mm.
So even though you'll be telling them politely, I'm sorry, I'm not interested.
What, do they stick a foot in there?
They don't stick a fork in it or a foot in it, but they'll be like, but sir.
Right.
And I'm like, no, sir.
Right.
Get off of my property, punk.
Right. No solicitation.
Right.
Yes.
You guys don't have one of those signs in that neighborhood?
Yeah, isn't that on the Facebook page?
It's when you drive into the neighborhood. By the way, these guys don't care if the association has a no soliciting sign.
They don't?
They don't. Nope. No, but my neighbor across the street literally will chase these people off. And they know, too. They see them coming. They're like,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
610-632-0975. Lance, you will be on the other side after a News at Noon, a college basketball radio call, another Colin Cowherd take, and the Mets president of baseball ops talks. All very interesting. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Patullo's still in charge. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Nick Sirianni was asked yesterday if he considered a change in offensive play caller after the 24-21 loss to the Cowboys. The Eagles head coach is sticking by his offensive coordinator.
I feel like we got the right people as players, as coaches that have had success. And, we're all searching for answers to make it more consistent. And we got to find, the things that we really can hang our hat on.
See if they find the things that they can hang their hat on. We spoke to Tim McManus about the things that they have been able to hang their hat on so far this season. Earlier in the show, you catch that conversation one more time on our website and the Fanatic app. Eagles getting set for the short week game against the Bears on Black Friday. Battle of 8-3 teams. Flyers continue the Philly sports free fall, losing 3-0. The Tampa Bay Lightning being shut out for the first time this season. Their 4-game road trip continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. And the 76ers return to action tonight against the Magic in NBA Cup play at 8 o'clock. You catch that game live right here on our airwaves. This update is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
right, Middays with Marks. We're back. Harry Mays Hayes, Ray Dunn, Herb from Herb's on the line.
Yeah.
And Shukri Wright, who is he's associate producer this week because Nate's away for the holiday week. Herb won't give him what he wants to talk about, and he's not familiar, I guess, with Herb.
Right.
Herb's not calling in like your typical caller saying, "Hi, I'd like to talk to the guys about the Eagles."
Right.
Herb's a star.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, it's Herb. Put me on.
That's it. That's all you need to. Right. That's all you need to do. So Herb texted me. He said he keeps hanging up on me, and I asked.
I saw that,
and yeah, I did too. And he's like, "Well, he won't tell me what he wants to talk about." Herb's a star.
Yeah.
All right.
Herb just goes. Like, it's just, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
You had a good call Friday.
Yeah, he called us, actually.
That's what Ray was saying.
Yeah.
Good call?
From his perspective, yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to sort of have a conversation.
Right.
Because Herb wasn't really listening at all. He was just going.
Yeah, like it takes a special person to be able to have good chemistry with
Right.
Herb.
Yeah, I
Takes a
obviously
while.
don't have that.
I obviously have none. He actually has no interest in hearing me talk to him. He just had interest in being on the air.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. But the first time Jason was on, Jason's interrupting him and arguing with him and like calling him stupid. It's like, no, like, don't do that. Herb's the best. I love Herb's a dear friend of mine, Harry. And he's coming up. But apparently there's a custody struggle over Herb.
Oh,
is what I'm being told.
A radio station custody.
Correct.
Struggle. Oh,
I
boy.
thought I had joined custody in the divorce.
Jeez.
Apparently not.
We need to get an attorney for Herb.
I don't have money for that. They're just going to have him if that's the case. No, I'll fight for him, Harry. I'll fight for him. For him. By the way, the 12 o'clock hour of the show, as always, brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months. Rebates and tax credit up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. You can learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com. It's time for the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the news at noon
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right. Yesterday we started college hoops talking about Dan Early. Today we're going to be talking about a college broadcaster and the local radio broadcast of Creighton basketball, because they're doing one of those multi-team events, and they had Baylor last night. What was a great game. I didn't watch any of it, but it seems like it was a really great game.
Yeah.
Finished 81-74 in favor of Baylor. It was 72-66. Baylor's got the basketball, a drive to the bucket. We get a questionable, very questionable, I went back and looked at the tape, blocker charge call. Here is the Creighton broadcast. John Bishop on the call for this questionable call.
Shot clock. Carr into the paint. Missed the dunk. And a fucking foul. What are you talking about? That was 2 seconds after the play ended. Carr driving. He's outside the circle. He's outside the circle and he's set. He was outside the circle and he was set. Brett Smith blew it. Wow. He was outside the restricted area. He was straight up and down. He was set like the statue sitting out in front of New York, and they called that. That's an absolutely horse crap call. In a game that's been played out like this. Unbelievable. Bailout call by an incompetent referee.
So is that the play-by-play guy, or is that the analyst?
Yes,
That
that's
was
the play-by-play guy. Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome. I love that.
That's a great call.
Yeah. Now, how do you think he had money on the game?
Uh-oh.
He seemed really upset.
He was really upset.
I mean, really upset.
But if your life is Creighton basketball,
hey, man,
all right,
you know,
it's pretty serious.
It's like Omaha, Nebraska, right?
Well, yeah.
Isn't that where Creighton is? There's
I
not a
believe
whole
that's
lot
where it
else
is.
going on.
And he sounded like there's,
Yeah.
if you've caught his accent, he sounded
Yeah.
like there doesn't have a whole lot going on.
And if you are also radio broadcaster for the team, there's a good chance that you are paid on a per diem, per game basis. So, in a way, these early season games where you could get a resume to get to a tournament, get to a postseason, you know,
oh yeah,
you technically have money on it without having money on it.
it adds
Like,
money
right.
to your pocket.
the
The
more-
more games you
The
play.
better the team
success.
is,
Yeah.
the more you get paid.
But see, you know what? That was pure. He's a big fan, and he was pissed.
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounded like one of us yelling at an Eagles game at the game.
Right.
Right.
Now, Ray, when's the next time that you're doing a Temple men's game?
December 9th.
I want to hear some of that same juice.
I can't do that on ESPN Plus. I'll
No?
get called into a room.
Can you do it in the Temple women's game as you're going to the Bahamas?
I think the women's team would allow me to do that because it's their broadcast.
All right, so here's what I need from you. All right, because when's your first game? You're good. If you don't know, Ray's going to the
Black
Bahamas so it's Black Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't have it. I wanted you to tell us the best highlight that you had so we can play.
Well, we'll also play on Sunday, so
okay,
we'll have that.
So for next week.
So who's on Monday? Who's working Monday? Not you?
Not me.
There you go.
Jeez.
All right.
I got to get back. They don't have the
maybe Caputo. No, I understand. You're
we're fine with Caputo.
Yeah,
Does a
Caputo's
great
good.
job.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
let's do a great job.
Some say a better job
Yeah,
than Ray
some
does.
might say.
Well,
Hey, that's the risk you take.
that's
the
true.
risk you take.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Look
That's
at
right.
you.
That's
All
why.
these jobs, and then I'll have none.
That's why in those early days, John, we never took days off
Yeah, you lose our jobs.
because you know you're going to be replaced.
Yeah, that's for sure. Ray, you'll be sitting on the beach smoking cigarettes.
That's why I don't
Right.
take sick days. I take enough for the. All right, moving on.
What do you got?
We're going to go to the national reaction from Eagles Cowboys. And it has nothing to do with what happened on the field, as everything what happened inside the Cowboys locker room after that game. Schottenheimer, backwards hat, firing up his team. Colin Cowherd has no morals anymore. He has no guiding compass.
Anymore?
Anymore.
When did he ever?
When
If
he worked
did,
for ESPN 15 years ago.
they're gone because he has once again gone back on the backwards hat take. Here he is breaking down how much he loves what Schottenheimer did post-game.
Now, for years and years, I have been critical of quarterbacks or coaches who on Wednesday at the podium, wearing the hat backwards at the Wednesday podium. I don't like it. I've never said anything, though, about a coach in a locker room wearing his hat on backwards. I've never talked about that, and I've got to be honest, I kind of like this yesterday from Shoddy. I've never really coveted the backward hat like most of my audience. That doesn't bother me. The post-game backwards hat, that may become a tradition. On this show, we may promote it and market it.
There you go.
That's a disgrace.
All of a sudden, he beats the Eagles, and now he's shoddy.
Yep.
He's already got the nickname.
I will say this. He hasn't done a bad job down there.
No.
All things being considered.
No, but he wears a visor typically.
Yeah.
Was he wearing the visor backwards, Ray?
I believe it was
Oh,
backwards.
that's a
Now
violation.
that's a bad
That's
look.
awful.
Yet here's Cowherd. Oh, show me about it.
No,
Now I'm good with backwards hat.
No,
That's terrible.
No,
Gross.
that is like out of a movie. Someone looking stupid.
Yes.
You wear a visor backwards or the side backwards.
the side is bad for a
Shoddy.
visor.
Yep. Shoddy.
Yeah.
All right. So you see what this game has done?
I know.
Jesus
I
Christ.
know.
We've
All right.
lost everything.
All right, Ray.
Last thing here, we'll go to the Mets because one thing we didn't get a chance to get into at all yesterday because Eagles, Cowboys. Mets made a pretty big deal over the weekend, shipping Nimmo out to Texas in exchange for Mark Semien. And President of Baseball Operations David Stern was asked if the move was designed to shake up the clubhouse after a disappointing year. I want you to hear what he has to say and then tell me why I played this audio.
I don't know if it's necessarily wanting to change the clubhouse dynamics. I think it's a recognition that what we did last year wasn't good enough, and running back the exact same group wasn't the right thing to do. And so as we went into this, we believed and still believe that we have to be open to anything, that we shouldn't be in a spot to take anything off the table.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what happened here in Philadelphia.
Dombrowski, yeah.
Yep.
We have a good club.
Yep.
Fine line.
Yep.
Yeah. They almost won.
Well, I mean, they kind of did.
Yeah.
It counts for some people. That's news at noon. We were that close. The reality is they don't really have a lot of things they could do. We'll find out if the Mets, this actually works for them. But what's the move that they could make? Trading Bohm? Don't you think they're looking into that?
Yeah. Of course.
Like what? I mean, what other moves can you make other than not re-signing guys? They're getting rid of Castellanos, trading Stott maybe. Is Stott a part of the dynamic that isn't working? I thought he had a pretty good year. Right? You're not making any money.
Bringing up new kids, that's a move. We think they're going to do that. At least one guy, Crawford.
Yeah, right now your outfield's Crawford, Marsh, and Weston Wilson. Is that your starting outfield?
Is it really?
No, everybody, that's Castellanos isn't coming back.
Castellanos still under contract.
So if you assume that they're going to release Castellanos before they bring him back, which I believe they will, Marsh, maybe Rojas, if he's not traded, in that mix.
Or Bader.
Bader, I guess, could come back. The market, again, the baseball free agency is wait. And then once a couple of the dominoes start falling, that's when everybody else signs. There's no right-handed outfield bats that are good out there. Bader may be the best or one of the best for sure. I think there's a decent chance he comes back.
I'd like to have him back, actually. I'd be good with that.
2 for 25?
Yeah.
2 for 25, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care about that.
They got to make a trade. They got to make a trade.
Rumored today for Ketel Marte, or at least in the Diamondbacks early.
Oh, the
they're looking to move him. Probably salary implicated.
Wasn't he pretty good against us in the NLCS?
He's got pop.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Who's their best outfielder right now? Of the guys that they have, who's their best? Marsh?
Yeah.
Say you don't need one outfielder, you need two.
What's your boy Otto?
Otto Kemp, get in the zone.
I mean,
Otto zone.
There isn't a position he can't play.
Oh, he could be your third baseman. That's why I didn't mention him in the outfield just yet.
Right.
I'm pulling for him to be the third baseman and get that stiff Bohm out of here.
Pulling for him.
Seriously. He's going to be a right fielder or third baseman or both.
Now, Bohm, I bet, wears a hat on backwards when he's not playing.
He needs to cut that Nick Foles hair, that shaggy.
You don't like that?
I'm in high school hair.
You don't
cut
like-
it. You're an adult. You cut hair like that. Looks stupid.
What about Strom? He's got the mane.
Yeah,
I
but
like it.
it's not the curly Justin Timberlake hair.
Yeah.
And you know what? Brandon Marsh can. See, I don't know what he would look like without the long hair.
I bet Marsh would look really stupid without that beard and the hair.
Does he go from that long hair to shaved head? What other hairstyle would he have? He's not going to have like your hairstyle where you part it,
Right.
or spiky hair like me, or whatever Ray has going on in there.
Yeah, what is he? What does he have going on in there?
What
It works for me.
what would you term your hairstyle, Ray?
I looked at it, I said, it should go this side.
But do you put any product in it?
Hell no.
Nothing at all.
No.
But it doesn't stand up. That's
See,
the only
have
reason I
to.
ask.
I have to put product in it.
It's too fluffy if I don't. You know,
a mess.
You know what? This morning, not only did I leave my ID badge at home, I hope it's at home. I don't know where the hell it is.
Oh, your key card?
I don't have my key card.
Oh, boy.
I also left my hair product at home.
Ah.
You know what I had to do? Go to Target.
Did you on the way in?
Yeah, but I parked, and then I'm like, oh, crap, that's right. I left it in the bathroom. So at home. So I know I didn't have any product. Then I checked the console to see if there was something that no product. So I drove to Target. I'm like, I gotta go get some product.
See, that's another thing that a bad part of what this studio is. You used to have lockers. Remember back at the old place down on the third floor?
I think they do have them in here in the corner.
Where? Oh,
around the
they
corner.
do?
No one knows it though.
Oh, well, you should just put some in your locker.
I should do that.
Yeah,
you're right.
I didn't even know they had lockers here.
They do. But you were once a part of the locker room.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
That was the locker room.
All right, coming up, we'll get back to your phone calls. Herb is on the line. Lance, I'll start with you on the other side. 610-632-0975. More Eagles reaction the day after. Middays the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, yeah, Middays with Marks. Harry Mays sitting in today. I'll be back on Friday. And, of course, we got Ray Dunn in the house, who will not be here Friday.
Nope.
And I'm trying to find your sub for Monday.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Because apparently some people weren't even aware that you weren't going to be here. So we got to figure that out.
Some people.
Well, I'm just saying.
Any names?
Yeah, I'm not outing any people here.
All right.
But I did go back to check out the locker area, John, which was not here when I was here, right?
No locker.
Pat Egan has a locker in there, and I opened it up just to see if he was in it.
So I guess he wasn't.
No, he was not.
But Martinez was in here. Matt Minarik, our imaging guy.
Yeah.
He actually, before he worked here, he had bought Jason a gift certificate to the Mama's Pizzeria down there on Belmont Avenue.
That place.
Because Jason was helping him out with some stuff, trying to get his foot in the door. I forget exactly what it was. And Jason got canned like that day. So he had this $25 gift certificate, a paper gift certificate, back in the locker back there.
Right.
And he gave it to Jason the first time he came in here.
Oh, okay. Wow. You know what else is back there?
What?
On the ledge, there's like 50 dead flies.
Is there really?
Yeah, it's
gross back there.
disgusting. What is going on?
I haven't.
Jesus.
I don't even know where I have it on there.
Seriously.
What is going on back there?
What is going on back there?
Honestly. Dead flies?
Dead flies.
Ray, do you walk past there often? I don't think I've been back there since I've come back.
Is that right?
No, I mean, I walk back to the locker to grab my stuff, but I don't do the full turn.
So you put stuff in the locker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you put in there?
Headset.
Oh, see, I don't bring headphones in here. I've had too many stolen so I'll leave them, and then they're gone.
Yeah. Windscreen.
Oh, yeah, I put that in my bag.
Bottom of my locker is a bunch of old printout articles.
Right,
from
right. That you don't need, but you don't throw out.
Yeah, well, that I just should have thrown out. I was storing them for the next day, so I didn't, kill the forest the next day, and then I forgot to take them out of there anyway. So I killed the forest, and now I've got a cluttered locker.
Well, as long as you recycle it, which I'm big on the recycling. of paper.
Yeah.
Just
recycle.
Yeah,
Right.
Just don't throw it in the trash like most radio losers do. They have no concept of recycling.
Right.
They'll throw a tissue in recycling, and it's like, yo, that's not what you're supposed to throw in the blue bin, a tissue, or like just trash.
Right. Or dog poop.
Yeah, or dog poop. Believe me, there's suspects who did that, Harry. There's the same people walk past every day. I know who they are. I'm outside watching. All right, don't think I'm not. Let's go to Lance. Lance is calling from Arizona. Lance.
Hey, so a couple of things. I wasn't going to talk about the Phillies, but since you guys brought it up, with Marte, the reason why they're getting off of him is, besides the money, he had a lot of issues with them this year where he wasn't playing, and then there's stuff going on in the locker room, and they want to get rid of him anyways. Yeah. In that trade, you're probably going to give up Bryson Stott because you're not going to need Stott because he's at second base, and the Diamondbacks could use a second baseman at that point. Also, they're going to want pitching because their farm system, that's what they need. So I'm not sure the Phillies have the prospects to give up to get Marte here because they don't have the pitching that they can afford to give up.
Does he really have that kind of value though? At this point,
I mean,
with everything you're talking about,
MVP 2 years ago, and he's a good player. When you look at his stuff, like there was a time, like I want to say 4 years ago, the Diamondbacks wanted to trade him because he wasn't as good a value of what they were paying him. But over the last couple of years, when you look at his stats when he plays, he's a very good player.
28 home runs, 72 RBIs, 283. He's obviously an upgrade.
And that wasn't a full season though. He got hurt and he was out of the lineup for a while. So like, if you look at his numbers, they're pretty good. Like they're going to get decent prospects for him.
480 at bats. Yeah, I wonder because by the way, like Stott, he's not going to get you the trade by himself.
No.
But he's their starting second baseman, and he can be a winning player on a team. We see him do it here. Marte's got more pop. He's a better player, obviously, for sure. I got to take a look at his contract, too.
Also, you also got Garcia out there for the outfield. Now, he hasn't been good the last 2 years, hasn't really. But if you get him for like a 1 year contract for like $8 million and you platoon him and Marsh, that at least gives you one platoon you could at least feel decent about. Now, like, I don't know if he's going to come here, but like that would make sense if you wanted to platoon Marsh in the outfield because you have those two guys and he gives you a little bit of pop. But I didn't call about the Phillies. I actually called to talk about the Eagles.
Yep.
So my problem with the Eagles is this. When you look at what they've been since the bye, they're actually regressing on offense. They have less points in the second half. They're averaging 4.3 compared to 10.5 before the bye. You have more penalties, 10 for 81 since the bye. Before that, it was 7.7 for 60, I think 68. So, like, you're getting more penalized. Your red zone efficiency has gone down. Your yards per play has gone down. So all these things are occurring, and you're not doing anything to adjust. And that goes to my next point with A.J. Brown. At the beginning of the game, you were going to A.J. Brown. That's why the offense was working. It's because Dallas didn't have an answer for it. The next 2 quarters after you got up 21-0, you went to him one time. Then you went back to him in the fourth quarter. He picks up 3 first downs, which was 3 of the 6 you picked up for the rest of the game. The problem is this. They have done this in the past where they just go away from him for no reason. And I bring this up. The Cincinnati Bengals played the Steelers a couple weeks ago, right? They have a bad offensive line, and old Joe Flacco, and what did they do to win that game? They threw it 23 times to Jamar Chase for 16 receptions and scored 33 points against that defense because that's what was working. You go with what is working until the defense makes an adjustment and shows you they can stop it. So Dallas didn't do that. You made the adjustment to just go away from them.
And
Lance, stuff, Lance.
I think that they started taking away that slant in the third quarter because they were really dominating them. Between AJ and Devontae, Jalen was on fire early.
But he's right, though. The Eagles did a lot to just beat themselves on Sunday.
The penalties are killing them right now. To his point, everybody said, "Oh, the bye week's going to save the season." They scored 10 points, 16 points, and 21 points all on 3 drives. Mm-hmm. So the offense has regressed since the bye week.
And regarding the penalties, there's only 7 teams in the league with more penalties. And
normally that's not a Super Bowl type team.
There's one outlier amongst those teams, and that's Denver has the most penalties in the NFL.
That's odd.
113.
Is that because they're aggressive defensively?
They're very aggressive defense. But the Eagles have 97. Following after them is Washington, Tennessee, 2 of the worst in the league. The Bears, who we don't think are as good as their record indicates. The Cowboys, Giants, Jacksonville, and then Denver.
All right, coming up, we have the custody battle for Herb from Northeast Philly. Also, Peter Schrager, he was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday, and he came to the defense of Kevin Patullo, pointed some fingers at the quarterback. We'll play that for you coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Not making a change. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. John Kincade is hosting the True Fan Tailgate before the Eagles-Bears game this Friday, November 28th. Brought to you by True Fan Travel and 97.5 The Fanatic. All-inclusive food, drinks, live entertainment, and a short walk to the stadium. Reserve your spot now at phillysportstrips.com. Nick Sirianni was asked yesterday if he considered a change in play caller after the 24-21 loss to the Cowboys. Here's what the head coach of the Birds had to say.
No, I haven't. And I think that it's never like it's just this. Well, it's not just that. And it's every piece of the puzzle, coaching, playing, execution, scheme, everything. We got to be better in all of those aspects.
We talked to ESPN's Tim McManus earlier on in the show about where exactly the Birds have to be better. It's a lot of different places, but you should go give a listen to that interview back on the Fanatic app or 97.5thefanatic.com. Eagles, of course, getting set for the matchup on Black Friday with the Bears. Flyers continue the Philly sports free fall, losing 3-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning last night. It was the first time they've been shut out this season. Their 4-game road trip continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. And tonight, the 76ers back on the floor against the Magic. NBA Cup play, 8 o'clock. Catch that game right here on the Fanatic. Updates also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in zone. Free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot likely cause your pesky check engine light free. Get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
MLB free agency has started, and now it's time for the Phillies to get the
from that Frank Reich tree. He comes there from Nick Sirianni.
What?
When he was with Phil Rivers and they were with the Colts, they used to throw the ball all over the yard. And Sirianni and Reich likes to throw the ball. They used to do motion. You're not seeing any of it. You're seeing basically, can AJ and Devontae go one-on-one? Can they make their plays? Can Saquon break a tackle? And that's the offense. Like, this is not a guy who just woke up and was handed the job here. This is a guy who's had a career learning about offenses and designing offenses. And I don't think it's necessarily by design that this is the offense that it is. It seems like maybe this is what he thinks is their best chance to win, given what they've got at the quarterback spot.
I think everything he said there is completely true. And it's not as simple as it's the quarterback, because that's not what it is, because the quarterback's also a Super Bowl MVP. It goes deeper than that. And Patullo and Sirianni are all involved. But if you think that, I said this earlier in the show, I saw a lot of social media activity where even DMs where people are saying, this is the offense that Sirianni wants to run. He just wants to be conservative and run the ball into the ground and get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's actually not what he wants to do. If you remember when he came into Philadelphia and he was calling plays, he never ran the ball. I mean, legitimately, he looked like an idiot. And and he had to give the play calling to Shane Steichen. But there was one game where I think it was against the Cowboys or the Raiders, ran the ball like 3 times. So he doesn't want to run the ball like this. I believe that he believes and the organization believes that the best way to win with this quarterback and what used to be this offensive line was to run the ball and be conservative and not throw the ball as much.
Yeah, not turn it over.
Not turn it over.
Because before the bye last year, the quarterback was loose with the football.
And then what did they do? Stop throwing the ball as much.
They ran it and stopped turning it over.
Yeah, I was looking at the game log from let me see. Let me go back to 2024. I was looking at the game log of 2024 because they, again, and honestly, like I'm so tired of hearing Kevin Patullo's name. I have no interest in even defending him. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But it's just so easy to say, fire Patullo, fire Patullo. Do you think that's honestly going to solve what's really the issue with this offense? It could help.
It'll help.
But
depending on who else you'd bring in. But, yeah.
It could help.
Wait till tomorrow because Jason calls him Patula.
Oh, so he's not a Patullo fan?
No.
So he's the public enemy number one.
He calls him Patula.
So in your...
Like Petula Clark, the singer back in the 60s.
Like the flower. I thought that was Nick Sirianni likes to water the flowers. But awesome.
We all fertilize.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yes.
I don't want to defend him. I don't care to defend him. That's not what I'm trying to do. But if you think that this is like Kevin Patullo wants to run this kind of offense and this is what they want to do, they can't run the football. Last year they ran the football with Saquon Barkley. He had over 2,000 yards,
which makes play calling a lot easier.
All right, so you ready? This is attempts, passing attempts. First week against this is last year. I got to actually go into each game. But anyway, they had passing offense. They had 266 passing yards, 179, 288, and then 114. And that was that bad loss to Tampa Bay, 33-16.
Without both receivers.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
were both out of that game.
They were both out.
Yeah.
You know what they did after the bye week? They said,
Cleveland.
hey.
It was a game against Cleveland where they didn't play all that great, but they won the game. That was the first game back, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So they won. They actually had some big passing yards that week. But then when you go from there, that's where you really see the transformation with the rushing game. 269 rushing yards, 161, 237, 187, 228, 314.
Wow. Who was that against? Which game was that?
Rams. That was the Saquon game. Jalen Hurts wasn't throwing the ball over the field in those games. Saquon Barkley was having big-time runs.
Yeah, he's ripping off 60-yard runs.
But in that game, Saquon Barkley, 70-yard run. Saquon Barkley, 72-yard run, but for touchdowns.
Yeah, home runs, man.
Home runs.
He hasn't hit any of them this year.
What's the biggest run that he's had this year? Off the top of your head. I don't feel like looking.
20 some odd yards.
But didn't he have a big touchdown run against the Giants? Right? That was the one big run he had this year, Ray. Your mind's, I think, better than ours. But the point is, the fact of the matter, the point is that if Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator of this team this year, and people wanted him fired last year, people didn't think he did all that good of a job. They win the Super Bowl. Now he's a saint, right? Kellen Moore, if he's the offensive coordinator of this team, you know what we're saying right now? They need to fire Kellen Moore.
Yep.
They need to bring somebody else in. Get Brian Daboll in here. If your team last year, if what you did was, let's keep it simple, stupid, we have a great offensive line, we have Saquon Barkley, teams can't stop us, our defense is good, then we're going to run the ball with Saquon Barkley, and he has 2,000 rushing yards. They're not doing that this year. Kellen Moore is not turning Saquon Barkley and this offensive line into a run-heavy, successful team.
Yeah, it was a 65-yarder against the Giants, is his long for the year.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kellen Moore on this team right now, I believe we're having the exact same conversation, which is we need a new offensive coordinator. He doesn't know how to call plays. Nick Sirianni sucks. He's trying to be too conservative. They're struggling to move the ball because their bread and butter last year was the run. Everything went through Saquon Barkley. They can't do it this year.
That was the only game he had over 100 yards in that Giants game.
That was it.
He had 150.
And that was they had 276 rushing yards against the Giants. If you take that game away and you average out the Eagles in the other 10 games, they're averaging 94 rushing yards per game.
As a team.
As a team.
Yeah.
Not Saquon Barkley. As a team. Last year, 179 rushing yards per game. That's 17 games. To average that many yards. Some of it was Hurts. A lot of it was Saquon Barkley. They didn't really have anybody else that ran last year as a running back.
Right.
94 yards in the 10 games, not the Giants, where they ran for 276 yards. That was Tank Bigsby, and that game was over, and it was over and done with when they got those.
Barkley's averaging half of what he averaged last season per game. Half.
Oh, we keep missing out on Herb because you can't give Herb 2 minutes, right?
Well, yeah, the chat says he needs 7 minutes.
Well, he thinks so.
Yeah.
I can't give him 7 minutes. A lot of times it's just like, all right, I can't take it. But bye, Herb.
Could you imagine that?
Do we have enough time to fit Herb in? Do you have an update here?
Segment.
In the next segment, right? We don't have enough time to fit him in. We have and Angry Al's on the line, too. Brandon in New Jersey. Brandon, give us some Eagles points. Go.
Yeah. What's going on, fellas? How are we?
Yo.
Good.
So I'm going to blame everything on Jalen Hurts, and here's why. And I'm a degenerate gambler. I watch every football game, and here's the biggest issue I see with the Eagles offense. They are limited with what they could do, and the proof is in the pudding. So here's my example. In Dallas, Kellen Moore ran a ton of bootlegs, ton of pre-snap motion, a ton of deep crossers. He got here and didn't do any of it. And now he's with the Saints, and guess what he's doing? Pre-snap motion, moving the pocket, bootlegs, etc. Brian Johnson. Do you guys know where Brian Johnson is? He's the offensive passing coordinator for the Redskins, the Commanders.
Yeah.
You know what the Commanders are doing? Moving the pocket, rolling out, bootlegs, crossers, pre-snap motion, quarterback under the center. And guess what we're not doing here? All the things that they're doing there. So you've had 3 offensive coordinators come and go, all with the same issues here. It has to be Jalen Hurts' lack of ability to do those things or his want to do those things, and I believe that's where we're having our issues.
And Kellen Moore's doing that with a rookie right now.
Yep. No, because you're right.
Don't get me wrong.
Go ahead.
The Saints stink. I get that, but that's more of a roster issue. But if you look at that kid Tyler Sal, or however you pronounce his name, he's rolling out left and right. He's pre-snap motion. He's under the center. All the things that Kellen Moore did in Dallas with Dak, and he didn't do here. So you're telling me a guy did it, didn't do it, and then is doing it again. And same thing like Brian Johnson when he has a healthy Jaden Daniels. Like, they didn't do it here for one reason or another, but are doing it elsewhere.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that only points to one issue.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not going to give Brian Johnson any credit because he's the passing game coordinator. They have not looked good this year. Like, I don't even want to talk about him.
Both of those teams stink.
But the point is, you have 3 offensive coordinators, and they're all doing the same thing. This isn't something like Kellen Moore had a drastically different offense.
Like,
because last year they didn't do motion either. Is that Nick Sirianni saying, "Hey, don't do motion," or is it this is what we need to do? I mean, there's more than just Jalen Hurts here because Jalen Hurts also is a Super Bowl MVP, and he's a lot of the reason why they are a good team. But I think you're being. I don't think you're really understanding what's happening if you're just putting all the blame on the offensive coordinator.
When he runs, too.
And that's the offensive coordinator.
That's going to have to happen if they get into the playoffs.
All right, we'll come back. Text line feelings. We have some Whack Packers, Herb and Angry Al on the line we'll get to on the other side as well. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Oh, let's talk about my hair. Harry's wearing a hat today. He's got beautiful hair. Where's the...
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
I didn't have beautiful hair. And then I went to Morgenstern Medical and their hair team. I'm just telling you, let's keep it simple. I keep it very simple. All right? If you want your hair back, you can try some products on the market, which you may have. Some of those may have side effects that you don't want, one of which isn't growing your hair, getting your hair back. Morgenstern Hair Restoration, whether you're talking about a hair transplant like I had or some other things, right? Like some of the vitamin supplementation gets really, really good results. Invasive things where you can get PRP, and then some of the more modern things that you can get right now that I'm getting done as far as my maintenance plan. So all you have to do is look at my live shot right here on YouTube. Go back and look at my hair on YouTube. Go look at it on any of my social media channels. That's my real hair. I can't fake it. I can't tell you it looks great. I can't doctor up a photo. This is real, and they're the experts in the industry, certainly in the Philadelphia area when you're talking about hair. Over 30 years of experience doing this. And I've talked to them all the time. I'm over at their office quite a bit. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Lancaster, Wayne, and Bala Cynwyd. 3 locations. Morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000 and tell them John Mark sent you.
Unfiltered with Ricky Bo.
You can just let it roll.
John.
I was in with Ray.
No, I know, but a lot of people are saying they want to hear from Herb.
We got to get to him.
They know you've been teasing him for the last, 45 minutes or so.
So there's certain break times that I make sure that I'm not. I have to hit. And I've made this mistake here. If you go to Herb, you're like, I got 2.5 minutes, and then you're cutting Herb off early, and then you're late for break, and then it affects your ratings, things like that. So let's go to him. By the way, I was late because Ray was complaining about his fantasy football team.
Oh, jeez.
That's what we were in there discussing. And then he goes, oh, you're back.
His fantasy football team. You know how many leagues I'm in, right? We've done this discussion.
Like 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Well, that's a you problem, not a me
It
problem.
is, but to say I'm complaining about one, I could spend an entire 4 hours complaining about all of them. No one cares.
It really wasn't. I'm sorry. It wasn't negative. You were asking me a question and then talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I was genuinely interested.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out the value of Matt Stafford in a Dynasty Fantasy Football League right now. To trade him right now.
Right. Very important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important stuff.
It's important to me.
So Herb called in and was asked, what do you want to talk about? And Shukri, our associate producer, he wouldn't give him an answer, so he kept hanging up on him. Herb texted me, and I said, all right, I'll take care of it. Herb from Northeast Philly joins us. Herb, how are you, buddy?
Okay, Johnny Marks. Yeah, I told the guy Eagles, and then next thing you know, it was a hang-up. So, I mean, I just called back when you texted me. So,
he doesn't.
Whatever. I know. He's only there for the week or whatever.
No, he just you don't call in the mornings. He typically works mornings, and he must not know the star that you are. So Harry just lead me into this. So there is a custody battle that's going on right now. I don't even know if I'm going to contest it.
What's up, Harry? What's up, Harry?
What's up, Herb?
What are you up to, brother?
He don't want to talk about it. So Herb, have you been?
Them guys over there? Them guys, I tell you.
So Herb, hang on. I gotta explain.
This is what was happening on Friday.
Well, he needs to pot him down while I try to talk. So listen. So it's been just like in a divorce, right? A lot of times the divorce is like it's okay, I have full custody and you get visitation or whatever.
Right.
It's been brought to my attention that Herb, there's an ultimatum out there. Pick between this show or the other shows.
Oh, is that right?
Correct.
So
And Herb confirmed that.
Okay, so he's either living with mom or dad.
He's either
not both.
Right.
Back and forth.
I'm not asking that because that's not my style. You want to call other shows, call other shows. Yeah. I know, Herb, I made you a star, and you know that, and everybody else knows that. So if you want to spread your starness around, that's fine with me because I know that this is where you belong and this is home. Middays with Marks.
Yeah. All right, listen, I want to talk about the Eagles.
All right.
Can I talk about the Eagles or what?
Yeah.
You're the one texting me about this. You're acting like that you were texting me this.
He's playing dumb now.
I know he is because he's embarrassed, but he was texting me that they were issuing ultimatums on whether or not. So you called in, so you gave your answer. Go talk about the Eagles, Herb. Go ahead.
All right, the guy that just spoke to you a few minutes ago, he was right. The gambler, he's right with that. Okay, and the issue is this team, this offensive line is not blocking the way they blocked last year.
Nope.
For whatever reason, injuries or whatever, guys missing games, and they're not. It's the cohesiveness. The blocking scheme.
Are you shopping somewhere?
Working.
I hear background noise.
Yeah, I'm in ShopRite. I had to go pick up something. Okay.
What are you picking up?
I'm walking up the door now.
What are you getting?
So I had to get a couple flowers from my cousin.
Oh.
So anyway, we need to start running with Tank Bigsby. Okay, he gives us a little. The way he runs.
You like the power. You like the pile. You don't like dancing around. Yep.
I like the way he runs. I need to see, Jalen Hurts between 15 and 20 snaps, under center, play action, run or play action pass.
So Herb, thank you. I was actually thinking about this. Did they not run under center against the Cowboys at all?
I don't know that they did it at all.
See, why? Seriously, why? I feel like Nancy Kerrigan. Why?
In the second half, they didn't run at all.
At all?
Yeah.
Why? Didn't they have more success running the football under center?
Yeah.
Didn't it feel like that they got better play action?
When the other center was in there.
Okay, so what are we doing?
The MVP was in there. Toth, your boy.
There's only so much we can do, Ray, to try to carry this city.
Okay.
I mean, seriously. People laughed at us when we were talking about Brett Toth for MVP. Yeah. We were only half kidding when we said that.
No, what we were right about and what we should have doubled down on, and we should have realized they're playing the freaking Giants. And the only reason we were spooked over the Giants was because they lost that stupid Thursday night game.
True.
We should have doubled down on the throw the ball thing. We should have absolutely, even after that Giants game, said, you know what, going into the bye, they better figure out a way to just be a pass offense. But we got too caught up in that damn Giants game that they ran all over the field. That was the aberration. That's not the reality of this team. This is a team that needs to have a good passing offense, and it needs to be driven by its passing offense. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this run crap. No more run the ball. We're moving to the 21st century.
Hashtag throw the ball.
Yeah.
Hashtag throw the ball.
Get down to NovaCare. Get down there with the sign, Ray.
That's it. I'm leaving early.
That Giant game was the only game where they looked like last year.
They did. They had the look. No, and the first half of the Cowboys game. Oh man, Harry, I was celebrating a Super Bowl victory after the, and then it got to the end of the first half, and it's like this actually isn't very good anymore.
Yeah, 21-0 to 21-7 felt a whole lot different, didn't it? You know what Tank Bigsby's real first name is? Have you ever looked?
Yeah, Sean told me yesterday. I forget.
Cartavius.
Yes.
How cool is that?
If I was having a boy, it would have been Cartavius.
Cartavius Bigsby.
Yeah. Yeah, Herb's complaining that I ran him. It's after like 3.5 minutes.
Right. Plus, he didn't want to get into the custody battle.
Which he's the one that alerted me to that. He was almost telling me like, yeah, they're like,
right.
They want me over there. You know, like, I'm not giving him money. He was talking about he's going to have his own show, and he put dollar signs in.
Is that right?
He did.
He's going to try to parlay some cash out of it. Well, good for him. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Wow.
He should.
I mean, if he would listen, if he wants to be a part of the show, Herb is welcome to be a part of the show. Herb went to the college baseball thing in Omaha. And he got shirts for my kids. Brought them. Yeah, I got shirts for my kids. College World Series shirts. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, if you're Herb, you got to shoot your shot when you got it, right?
Yeah,
you know,
got to go for it.
Yeah.
Angry Al's coming up. Angry Al, by the way, was texting me. It was after the Cowboys won because Angry Al's Fugazi Cowboy fan.
Well, I thought he was going to jump sides.
Right, exactly. Until the Cowboys win. So he texted me some like puff my chest out like, let me pick it up right now. He texted me.
You're going to read it aloud?
Yeah, he texted me. He says, Eagles went home at halftime, 24 unanswered points, an 18-yard sack. And then I respond back because he texted me at 8 o'clock at night. I'm trying to get my kids to sleep.
Right.
Give them baths and stuff. And he responds back 45 minutes later, nothing to say, question mark.
Did he send you crickets? Because that's what I'll do.
No, he said
a cricket emoji.
Meanwhile, I got kids that don't want to go to sleep, and Angry Al's texting me like I'm avoiding them.
Right.
I saw the game, man.
You might add money on the Buccaneers, and they were getting rolled.
Oh, they got rolled. All right, coming up, more of that. Also, what's going on with the Eagles, your reaction, the day after reaction. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn, and this Thanksgiving, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is introducing a brand new way to build a parlay together. You've heard about it today. It's called Pass the Leg. Here's how it works. You start a group build, you add your pick, and then you pass it along to your friends so they can add theirs. Everyone gets a chance to put this group parlay together, and then you can use your own funds to lock in that group parlay. Football is so much better when it's played and bet together, and to make it even better, everyone gets a 50% profit boost to use on their build. And today I've given you 2 picks that I think I would be really, really set on putting the pass the leg parlay. Another one that I might consider, well, I know we saw what the Cowboys could do in that second half against the Eagles. This Chiefs team kind of still playing for their lives in the AFC, and if there's one of those 2 teams on Thanksgiving to feel like they're playing for their lives and going to actually succeed, I would probably take that Chiefs team to win. Maybe that's what I'd be passing the leg on for this parlay to the rest of my crew. But you got to grab your crew, start your build, and get in the action this Thanksgiving with Pass the Leg. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus at President, Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration amount, max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
I'm making a change. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Nick Sirianni met with the media following the loss to the Cowboys on Sunday and yesterday. The big question, of course, what this offense is going to do going forward and whether they got the right man in charge of the offense when it comes to Kevin Patullo. Here's what Sirianni had to say.
I feel like we got the right people as players, as coaches that have had success. And, we're all searching for answers to make it more consistent. And we got to find, the things that we really can hang our hat on.
We spoke to Tim McManus about what they have been able to hang their hat on so far this season earlier on in the show. You can catch that conversation one more time on our website or the Fanatic app. Eagles, of course, have the Bears on Black Friday. Flyers continued the Philly sports free fall, losing 3-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, being shut out for the first time this season. Their 4-game road trip continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. And the 76ers return to action against the Magic tonight. NBA Cup play, that's at 8 o'clock. You can hear it right here on the Fanatic. This update's brought to you by Gary Barbera. Once again, Gary Barbera's on the Boulevard is proud to support Toys for Tots.org. Every vehicle on Barbera's lot helps. Toys for Tots. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess. Go Birds. And also brought to you by Electrical Workers Local 269, Electrical Training Alliance, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 269. And the Electrical Training Alliance can offer a career with no college debts. Learn more. Go to IBEW269.com. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
We're back. You do the legal? Do I need to do it right? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Just did it. We're
You
good.
just did it.
All right, we're good. Because I was looking, I added there's another one. Do you remember this one, Harry, on the soundboard? I went back in the archives today and I got some of the old sound effects.
Uh-huh.
No hot dog.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
You know what that is, Ray?
I believe that was when you guys went downstairs.
Mrs. Cho, wasn't it?
It's still down there.
She's still down there? Wait, they totally redid this whole building and they kept Mrs.
I was
Joe's
shocked
place?
too. I was shocked too.
Oh, I got to go down there.
So, it's downstairs in like the basement.
It's in the basement.
There's a ground floor which is like a basement.
Yeah. It's
And
underground.
It's underground
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, how many square feet is it? 50 square feet?
Oh,
if that, 25 square feet.
If that.
And it has chips and drinks and I don't know, like
kinds of
Tylenol
weird
and
stuff.
stuff, magazines. I don't know if they still have magazines.
Yeah.
I used to go check out
not those magazines.
No,
Yeah.
but I used to check out the Jet Honey of the Week.
Oh, Jet.
When I was
yeah,
down there.
Yeah, okay.
Because right, you know this. People used to send me magazine subscriptions. You know, if you go in a magazine and you pull out the thing, and it says you can like you just fill out the address and the name, and they'll send you magazines without any money.
Right.
Then they want money. So after they send you 3 magazines, they're like, "Hold on, you owe us this money." They used to do it with the Schwartzman too.
Yeah,
Schwartzman would call and be like, I keep getting these magazines. I'm like, Dan, they're not going to do anything.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so I had some wisecracker. I would get hundreds of magazines a week.
Yeah.
Sent to the station. So yeah, there were magazines down there, and I liked the Jet magazine after a while because I kept getting that sent to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mrs. Cho. So and they have lottery tickets. So I think the biggest reason why they're still in business is you can go down there and buy lottery tickets.
Okay. Scratch offs and stuff.
Yeah. So we sent. Did I go down? Or was it Jamie Lynch? Might have been Jamie that went.
It
down.
might have been. Yeah, the bro.
But Jamie went down with a recording device and started recording this poor woman. And he was asking for hot dogs.
They don't serve hot dogs.
No, but they have. You know what they have? They have the lo mein, the ramen noodles in the bowl, the cup of noodles they have.
Yeah.
Because it was a bit at the time. I used to go to gas stations to get food and then report back to Anthony on the taste of the
like
food.
the gas station food.
Not really, but for the show, I did like the gas station
The
food.
burritos.
Yeah, it became a thing. I can assure you, I wasn't doing that since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went down, and this is what the poor lady said to Jamie Lynch.
No hot dog.
He asked her for a hot dog.
So good.
Oh my God.
Do you think Herb could rap? Like
No.
if you got him in a studio behind a mic and put a beat behind him and gave him some lyrics, do you think he could do it?
It's worth a shot. I've tried. No, we would have to do that. We would
Yeah.
have to take his individual calls, and then we would have to put it to
Just piece them together.
Yeah, I tried to
that's a
do
lot.
planned bits, and he's not interested in.
Yeah, but
helping
if he
us
wants
out.
to make money, he's got to do. There's got to be a little.
Harry's not making any money. I'm not even gonna
He's
pretend.
trying to cash in on his fame.
This is the perfect leverage, though.
Yeah.
Herb had this thing when I was wrapping up my time over at the other place, where he was writing a book, and he was serious about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, and this was a whole 3-month thing where he kept talking about his life,
Right.
essentially, his biography.
Now, was somebody else writing it and him just dictating?
I forget.
Because that would be.
I don't know if
pretty funny.
I don't know if it made it that far.
Could you imagine, taking it down? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, something-
Every third word is okay. He's the okay guy that Martinez used to always talk about.
I know.
Okay.
There's something there for a book, but it would be a short book.
It would be short,
And
but
you have to
it's-
write it in crayon.
Hey, I think it would sell.
All right, let's get some real sports conversation. Al, you're coming up. Jay, you're coming up. Charlie is calling from Orange County, California. Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hi.
I grew up in the Philadelphia area, and I'm still dedicated to Philadelphia sports, and I listen to you guys every morning. I just want to tell you that I think I don't understand why the leadership of the team, starting with Sirianni, doesn't understand that Saquon Barkley is having a hard time getting started like he did last year, because most of the offensive line is not as tenured as the line last year.
Yep.
So, and I never discuss problems without a solution. My solution is put him in a tight end position, play him from there, let him get 2 or 3 steps or 5 steps or 10 steps away, and throwing the ball. Now, they'll probably double cover him, but if we double cover him, somebody else is going to be open.
So hold on. Get Saquon more involved in the passing game. You say as a tight end?
Yes. Yeah. They don't have to be long passes. You get him the ball, 10 yards out. He is so quick and so fast.
Yeah.
He will he will get his share of yardage.
Charlie,
he's going to get hurt the way they're using him.
He had 5 targets on Sunday. And got
I agree. So Charlie, Charlie, I'll say this, that getting him the ball in other ways other than here's a handoff from the shotgun, go for -1 yard and then get a yard because you're able to spin out of it and then rinse and repeat. Doesn't it seem like that's what they're doing with him this year? Like, didn't the whole reason they started the jumbo package was to line up under center and to try to get the running game going a little bit? Why do you not run under center anymore?
I don't know. Maybe the quarterback doesn't like doing it. I don't know.
Is that what it is? You know what? For whatever reason, since Juergens came back, they got away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Toth couldn't do it. Comfortable with the snap.
So do the coaches not want to? Does Jalen, like you had said, is it the coach? Is it the play calling? Is it Jalen?
Right. It's like they coach around their players' deficiencies. Oh, he can't do that, so we got to do this. It's like, is that really playing to their strength?
Get better at it.
Exactly.
Is the team better or not when Jalen Hurts lines up under center? Remember the whole Fred Johnson thing? The first half, every time Fred Johnson came in the jumbo package, they ran the ball, and they were doing it under center.
Mm-hmm.
So what do they do one of the first plays in the second half? Play action, same thing, jumbo package, play action, Devontae Smith touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, that's actually smart.
Yeah.
Like, why did they – I don't even know where you would get this. Maybe I text Brandon Lee Gouton. Did they line up under center?
I know, like when I'm watching the game, sometimes I'm in and out. I will rewind it just to see if they were under center. And mostly every time
I DVR every game, so I still have it.
They were in shotgun.
They're on shotgun. And then the play action in shotgun's not really play action because there's no deception unless you're going to keep it. And that's the other thing. I talked about this last week. Bring the zone read into it.
Yeah, with the read the end.
Listen, brother, if you want to keep Jalen Hurts healthy, I want to keep Jalen Hurts healthy, all right? But if he can't throw the ball like the quarterbacks that you want to keep healthy, then you got to get him more involved in the running game.
Right, but then are they just sort of holding back on that in order to do it later in the playoffs or at the end of the season to keep him healthy for those games?
Do you think that they're getting that deep with the coaching staff? I don't. But Collinsworth said that on the broadcast.
What, to save
on Sunday Night
Football?
Football?
Save him?
That maybe they're not doing that. Collinsworth was all about Jalen Hurts run game, Hurts run game, get him on
designed
the move,
runs,
put pressure on the defense. Because if he's just sitting in shotgun and throwing it, that's not where Jalen Hurts is at his best.
No. There has to be a threat of run.
Let's go to Jay. Jay's in Norristown. Jay, what do you got?
Hey, how's it going, man? I was just listening. I had to get in on the conversation and add. There was a caller before that alluded to Kellen Moore in Dallas and in New Orleans. Yep. And he was talking about motion and bootleg. How'd that work out for Dallas? How's it going in New Orleans? Last time I checked, New Orleans won 2 times. Now, he said he didn't do it here, which is correct. And how'd that work out for us? Super Bowl champions? Okay, now furthermore.
But hang on, let me stop you, and I'll continue. I don't think it was anything other than to say that every coordinator that's been here, that's what they've done. Because right now, right now, fans are screaming for more creativity, for more motion, for a different looking offense. And the point was, this is what the offense has looked every year under different coordinators, including the head coach.
Okay, now I'll say this, right? When we're sitting here and we're blaming personnel, what's changed besides personnel? That would be your offensive coordinator. Is Jalen Hurts, you're saying in 1 year, Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl MVP, has fell off? You're going to tell me that the offensive player of the year, who has joined the company of the likes of 4 other men who could be standing on the hill alone. You know what I mean? Like now...
Biggest difference between last year is Saquon Barkley can't run the ball. They have no running game.
Yeah.
Because of play calling.
No, because their offensive line's banged up. Explain this to me. Hang on. Explain this to me. What does play calling have to do with Saquon Barkley? Last year, 3.8 yards before he got touched. That was on average. This year, he can't even make it to the line of scrimmage without getting touched. I don't think that's play calling. That's personnel. That's X's and O's.
No,
that's Jimmy's and Joe's.
I'm glad you asked me that question.
Good.
Allow me to elaborate. I'm glad. Here you go. Because here's the problem. When you're calling dive plays up the middle against 8 men in the box, when we go under center, my 14-year-old son knows we're going to run the ball or we're going to fake and do the option to Goddard. My 14-year-old son, we are predictable and we don't make adjustments. So look at the second half of the Dallas game. The second half.
I got to run because I'm sorry, Jay. I got to run because I have this break thing where I want to get back on time. I mean, I think it's a fair criticism, but weren't they running the same thing last year? They didn't have these elaborate, exotic runs last year with Saquon Barkley. He just was able to run the ball because the offensive line was better. Hold that thought, Harry. Coming up, we'll get to get some more phone calls. Also, Shio Kapadia said that he's done using last year as a comparison, and he criticized Nick Sirianni. With that for you coming up next, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Oh, I have the Hess toy truck, and it's better than ever. So my kids love the Hess truck. It's back, but this year it is stock car racers. It's NASCAR-style race cars loaded with action-packed features, including 67 animated trucks, animated lights, 5 realistic sounds, and a pullback motor. It's available exclusively at HessToyTruck.com. It's $49.99, but that includes free standard shipping and batteries are included. So you literally can order it, and then when it comes, you can just wrap it because it comes in a perfect box. $49.99, bang, it's done. HessToyTruck.com.
Philadelphia is a sports city full of
the Panthers. Remember what A.J. Brown said? And then they figured it out in the playoffs last year. That was last year. It doesn't mean it's going to happen again. It might. It's not the most likely outcome. I mean, they want to be a running team. They can't run the ball. Coach is conservative by nature. And we've seen over the course of 5 years that while he does have redeeming qualities, and you cannot argue with the win-loss record, the one thing Nick Sirianni has never shown a propensity to figure out is offensive scheming.
Yeah, it's Shokapati on his Ringer podcast, and I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, 2024 winning a Super Bowl, I think the one thing you can lean on that is the defense, is Vic Fangio and the defense. Offensively, it couldn't be any different than last year.
Right.
You have no confidence on offense. Your defense, you have confidence.
But then how much longer can you keep leaning on the fact, well, he was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
But you shouldn't.
But everybody does.
With all due,
that was last year.
So that's in a big game. For whatever reason, in big games, he looks like Joe Montana and Tom Brady throwing the football. He's done it twice against Pat Mahomes. Looks fantastic. He has more confidence in that game than any other game you'll see him play in. But in a lot of these other games that we're watching, the regular season games, he goes through these funks. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. And it's not entire. It's not. I know in today's media, sports media society, we're supposed to be on one side or the other. You can't be, well, there's more than one answer to what the problem is. And that's what the case is. No.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they line up more under center if that's something that's worked for them?
Which they did apparently 3 plays, and one of them was the Tank Bigsby run.
Is that so? 3 plays total?
Yeah.
In the game?
I just went through every play.
How many plays did they run?
The NFL.com gives you every play, and it lists whether they're in shotgun or not.
Sure.
So I went through every play.
3?
3.
Dude,
looked like 3.
I'm not saying you need to do it. I understand that in 2025, almost everything's going to come out of the shotgun. But if it was just working for you, and it seemed like they gave the quarterback more confidence, especially if it's working with play action, if nothing else, Saquon Barkley's getting stuffed. Mm-hmm. Almost every play, 10 carries, 22 yards. And you run 3 times, and the one time you give it to Tank Bigsby?
One of the other times was a 3rd and 9 on their own 31 where he threw to Devontae Smith on the left side and got 12 yards out of it.
So 2 successful plays out of the 3. What's the other one?
I'm going to try to find it here. Hold up.
Because when a lot of when
incomplete.
Okay. So they threw
trying to get to Devontae Smith again on a 2nd and 7.
Okay.
Doesn't list shotgun.
I would take 66% successful play rate, which obviously is short sample size. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the coaching aspect of it.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and say, go, Kevin Patullo, it's all Kevin Patullo. Why are you lining up at shotgun for every play but 3? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby up the middle for 8 yards was not in shotgun, according to this. And that was a 2nd and 20 play.
All right, let's get to Angry Al checking in. Angry Al, now a Cowboys fan, not a Cowboys fan one day. Now he's a Cowboys fan again. Boy. Angry Al, go ahead.
Johnny Marks.
What's up, Al?
Middays Maze.
What's happening now? Which bandwagon are you on?
Cowboys. No, all right. I got a lot of noise from my wife.
Your wife's an Eagle fan, right?
No, she's a Cowboys fan. She said, first of all, she said she didn't know she could sleep with an Eagles fan. So that had a lot to do.
That's a problem.
Yeah, and then beyond that, she said, "Who are you, Harry? I've been watching the Eagles longer than you guys have. I don't have to pay any penance to be an Eagles fan."
Well, you just can't be a lifelong Cowboy fan talking about the star, and all of a sudden you're an Eagle fan.
You never heard me talk about the star. Don't start telling lies. I never said nothing about loving no star or none of that. I told you I was a fan because my dad was a fan. And if it was good enough for him,
he liked the star. He liked the star. That's right.
No, he was. But anyway, we're not. I'm not even,
what's the point? Either you're a fan of the Eagles or you're not. Either you're a Cowboy fan if you're not. You're bitching and complaining to me during the when they lose to the Cardinals, like I hate the Cowboys, I love the Eagles. Now all of a sudden you're sending me these text messages like, oh yeah, the Eagles didn't even show up for the game. You can't puff your chest out at me as Mr. Cowboy after you're trying to become an Eagle game. Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
No, it wasn't. It's just a fact. You gave up 24 unanswered points and took an 18-yard. Why wasn't Barkley in the game when he took that 18-yard sack?
Well, maybe because he sucks and he's falling all over the place. Like honestly, if Saquon Barkley's not in the game, I ain't really worried about it. He's fumbling the balls. He's slipping before getting the first down. Maybe more Tank.
Give it to Tank.
Yeah, give it to Tank.
Well, here's what I say. Sirianni is not aware that he's going to get everybody's best game, and there's definitely not going to let Barkley beat him. You guys put up 2,000 yards with him last year. Everybody's watching for him.
We had Kevin Foley, who I think he's going to come on tomorrow. One of the first times he was on, he was explaining with the Eagles. He said it was a once-in-a-lifetime team. With the way the offense was operating, with Saquon Barkley, with the offensive line, with the defense emerging as the best defense, it was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You'll never be able to do that again. They can't do it.
Kind of sounds like the Nick Foles year, too.
It sure does.
And that's
the way he won.
They're not going to have a problem getting into the playoffs.
No.
They're going to have a problem staying in it once they reach the Rams. The Rams, they're not going to beat the Rams.
If they reach the Rams.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's matchups, Al. You know what I mean?
They needed the 2 blocked kicks to beat them the last
time. They
did.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, he thought it was a division game. We're up 21. They went into the locker room, smoked a few joints, and came out, and boom. Dallas was still trying to win.
Yep. Well, no, Dallas was trying to lose the game too, Al. Thank you, Al. The Dallas tried to lose. CeeDee Lamb
tried to lose it again, just like he did week 1.
All right, so right now, you're the number 2 seed in the NFC. You would play the 8-4 49ers. Think about that. Mm-hmm. The Niners are 8-4,
but that would be at home.
It'd be home, but still an 8-4 win team. I mean, they're
with a lot of injuries. A lot of their key players are gone for the year.
But it shows to the depth of the NFC because the Lions on the outside looking in at 7-4.
Yeah,
Panthers stink. I don't care if they're 6-6, but really outside of that, the Cowboys at 5-1. But right now, you'd face the 49ers at home. You feel good about that game.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe to think that the Lions are outside of the playoff picture right now.
At 7-4.
Yeah, with a big game Thursday.
Big game. Yeah, you got the Thanksgiving game. And then so if you were to beat the Niners, then the Rams would be facing the team that has the lowest seed, which could be the Packers if it goes chalk. The Bears, I don't think the Bears are going to be winning the division.
No, I don't think
But I guess my point of the conversation is, who are you worried about in the NFC outside of the Rams?
Well, a few weeks ago, you would have put Tampa in there, but now they've hit the skids.
Tampa's cooked.
And now Baker's hurt. He hurt his shoulder.
You worried about the Bears? Worried about the Bucks? You worried about the Seahawks?
Well, maybe the Seahawks.
Back east? I'm not worried about not worried about the Seahawks, no.
Does Sam Darnold turn into Sam Darnold at playoff time?
He
like
already
he did
is.
in big games last year down the stretch.
Didn't he have
when he was with Minnesota?
He had 4 interceptions in his last game.
He did.
Worried about Green Bay? Mildly. They're a good team.
Yeah, they didn't look very good a couple of weeks ago, but
which is more of the reason why the second time you're playing them. I don't know. I mean, I like they're going to be favored against it.
Well, that's Ray's guy.
Jordan Love, I know. That would be
You don't want to see him a second time in a season. Last time you beat him twice in a season was only last year. So,
and by the way, the Rams could lose any of these teams. So just like last year, you were the second seed. You ended up playing the NFC Championship game at home
against Washington.
You don't know how this is going to play out.
No, you don't.
There's nobody in the NFC that's better than the Eagles right now other than the Rams. True or false?
True.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's try to keep that in mind. 610-632-0975. Tim McManus sat down with Malcolm Jenkins this week, and Jenkins spoke about the criticism surrounding Jalen Hurts, and he gave his thought on the QB. We'll play that for you coming up. Keith, you'll lead us off on the other side as well. It is Middays with Marks on 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about Morgenstern Hair. So it's Morgenstern. The Morgan is with an E. MorgensternHair.com. Or you can call their office, 610-980-4000. I am a client I am the president of the fan club there. I'm all the above because they got my hair back. And if you've been out there fishing around on social media and you see some of the sprays and creams and foams or shampoos or things like that, just trust me on this, and this was my experience. You don't get your hair back. Could you potentially slow the thinning or maybe regrow like some peach fuzz or something? Maybe. This is legit results. Morgenstern Hair. People in the business, locally, nationally, that have reached out to me, hey, you gotta hook me up with Morgenstern Hair and their hair team. Real results. That's what you get from Morgenstern Hair. The most experience. They've been doing hair for over 30 years. It's the same hair team that I've been dealing with, that I have a relationship with for well over a decade, and I still check in for maintenance to keep my hair looking great. So all phases of hair loss. Maybe you don't need full-blown hair transplant or restoration like I had. There's a lot of other areas out there where you can get your hair growing back, where you can slow down the thinning, stop the thinning of your hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Tell them that I sent you. And also this, if you're like, yeah, I went to the website and I don't know if I want to call, send me an email. Reach out to me on social media. John, Jon, Marks, Marks Media. At John Marks Media. Slide in my DMs. I'd love to send you pictures of my before and after, what it looked like when you're getting the procedure, right? And I can even hand you off to my friends over the hair team over at Morgenstern Hair. 610-980-4000, morgensternhair.com, or just reach out to me. Tell them John Marks sent you.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Zulo still calling the plays. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update following the loss to the Cowboys on Sunday. A lot of questions about the play calling offensively for the Birds. And yesterday, Nick Sirianni got a chance to meet with the media, and he was asked if he considered a change in play caller.
No, I haven't. And I think that it's never like it's just this. Well, it's not just that. And it's every piece of the puzzle, coaching, playing, execution, scheme, everything. We got to be better in all of those aspects.
We spoke to Tim McManus of ESPN earlier about where the Eagles have to be better. You catch that conversation one more time at our website, 975thefanatic.com, or the Fanatic app. Eagles and Bears on Black Friday as the Eagles try to get to 9-3 on the season. The Flyers last night lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-0. First time they were shut out this season. 4-game road trip for them continues Wednesday night against the Florida Panthers. And the 76ers return to action tonight against the Magic. No Joel Embiid, no Paul George, no VJ Edgecombe, no Dembona, no Kelly Oubre for them as they get back in action against the Magic. 8 o'clock tonight. Catch that game right here on the Fanatic. This update's brought to you by Indeed.com. Ready to find the right candidates for your job posting? Indeed sponsored jobs helps connect you with talent that actually matches what you're looking for. Start at Indeed.com/credit. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5, The Fanatic.
throughout my career, much more decorated, that could not take the type of criticism from the organization, from the locker room, from fans, from analysts, and without, making it a thing. And I think it's really commendable that he's able to keep his focus, that he's able to roll with the punches. It's a really a true testament to his leadership, and it's a reason why the team is where they are.
Malcolm Jenkins, and it's a thing that's not talked about. That was with Tim McManus earlier this week. If you think about it, right, and I'm not fixing to rip McNabb because imagine if McNabb was
Number
going.
5 will always love you.
Imagine if he was going through the same thing. A.J. Brown on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Just to say whatever the hell he wants to without actually mentioning his name. Everybody knows what he's talking about, right? Stories are coming out from Diana Rossini and from others, local reporters, saying that Jalen Hurts is the problem with the offense, and everybody knows, the coaches know it. Jeffrey Lurie goes up and hugs A.J. Brown on the sideline and is like, "Oh, don't worry about apologizing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just stop with the
we understand, right?" Think about the criticism he gets nationally from Chase Daniel and from Chris Sims, and it's been going on for years.
Yeah, he's never in those lists. Up.
He's a Super Bowl MVP. People can't wait to criticize him, even though he just won a Super Bowl and he's a Super Bowl MVP. You never hear anything from him.
No.
He never reacts to any
He's
of
like
this
a
crap.
robot.
It's unbelievable.
He's really like a robot.
I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would lash out at some point. Imagine how mad Donovan would be.
Oh, yeah.
Or really any quarterback. What quarterback would handle it well? Jalen has done a great job of really not letting it affect him at all.
He doesn't get involved in it.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I don't think I could do it either.
No, I really do admire him for being able to literally for an entire offseason, every conversation was, is Jalen Hurts good enough to be the quarterback? He can't throw the ball well enough. He can throw the ball. He stinks. Trade for Russell Wilson. Trade for Deshaun Watson. Think about all the times I traded for all these players, how much you would have never won a Super Bowl.
Where's Deshaun Watson right now? Russell Wilson is washed.
Russell Wilson, they put Jameis Winston in front of him. Deshaun Watson, is he ever going to be something in the NFL again?
Probably not.
Not in Cleveland.
It's Shador time, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They really They get Ray. Ray's so happy at Shador. Let's go to Keith.
I am. I really am.
He's all about it. Let's go to Keith in Cherry Hill. Keith, what do you got?
Sharon Hill, brother. It's me.
Oh, Sharon. Oh, Keith. What's up, brother?
Yeah, man. So I hear you having a sleepover. I guess I'll have to come over there because I'm homeless now, right? Since the Eagles did what they did to me.
Oh, man. You're out of your home?
I can't live in there with her right now.
Cowboy wife.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Sleep in your car for the first night, then you stay to the couch the second night, come home a little late.
That. Camped out in the backyard, me and the kids.
Yep. That was a tough one, Keith. So, Keith, you would have every reason to overreact to that loss based on your home situation, but you're not, are you?
No, I'm not. As Aaron Rodgers once said, RELAX. Relax. We're right back. Aren't you having deja vu from last year? Y'all sitting up on here saying the same things y'all said last year about the team. And what happened?
It's not last year, though. I'm with you with the relax. I'm with you with the relax thing, but Saquon Barkley had 2,000 yards last year. You might have lucky to have
everybody off guard with that, man. Nobody wasn't ready. They're ready now. Everybody's ready for that now. They got to out-scheme it. That's up to them to out-scheme it, which I don't have no. I'm confident that they will. And also, they are playing possum. Trust me. They're playing possum maybe too much, and that's why it's looking the way it's looking, and that's what A.J. Brown was talking about. Remember last year when Jalen Hurts said they took the handcuffs off me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got him handcuffed.
So they're just waiting.
A couple times. I watched. They're loading the box. They got 8 in the box. They come up to the line of scrimmage, go under center, and still hand the ball off to Kwame. Why are they doing that? You know, he's all the way out of that and get a one-on-one matchup with his receiver.
The rope-a-dope.
There's a reason he's not doing it.
So he's alluding to what Collinsworth was talking about.
They don't want to show it now because they want to be able to do it. And really, I mean, what, do you save it for the playoffs? Because it's not like what do you have at the end of the season? You have Washington,
Twice.
Buffalo, Washington.
Buffalo. You have Buffalo.
You need it in them 3 games? You might not need it in
Chargers,
every game.
Raiders.
All right. Interest. I mean, I don't know, Keith. I don't
It's
know.
a heavy risk.
Yeah, you're really.
I
mean, we're acting like I know that I've compared Sirianni to Kaiser Soze.
You did?
I mean, I didn't really mean it. I just because everybody thinks everybody thinks he's verbal Kent and he's a gimp and he's limping around and stuff. He's a cripple, as they call him. Right? Like, don't people treat Sirianni like that? Like he's verbal Kent? And then at the end of the movie, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah,
he's actually the mastermind.
He was the man. Yeah.
So, but that's essentially what you're saying about Sirianni. He's like literally not using the secret weapon until he actually needs it.
Until January.
Right. Do you believe that, Ray?
No. Not for the slice. I love Keith, but no.
All right. Well, Collinsworth said the same thing.
Well, I could see them not using, a sheet of plays until the playoffs, but to totally not utilize a weapon in your quarterback with his legs.
But if you're winning, and you don't need to use it, remember, and this was before Saquon, DeAndre Swift, when Jalen Hurts wasn't playing. Remember, he had those games that he wasn't playing, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you can't run the ball." You realized a lot of the reason why Swift was having success is
because you had to account for Jalen.
They did a lot of the zone read back then, but then he was getting hurt. So they stopped doing that type of running style. But even last year with Saquon Barkley, even the threat of Jalen Hurts keeping the ball, now that the outside guy has to worry about that, and he can't crash down on it. They're not worried about that anymore.
Nope.
They need to get back to it.
I think it's more likely they haven't found the second sheet of the playbook than the fact they're not using the second sheet of the playbook right now.
Sirianni left it at
maybe it's in one of the
Sizzler.
lockers back there.
Or took it away with him.
By the way, I posted on my personal Instagram page, I posted the investigative report by Harry. I found all of the bugs back there. It's even worse than I thought I was
It's
getting.
true, right?
So bad.
It's gross.
At John Marks Media, JONMARKS Media. At John Marks Media. And then I did a little tour of the studio and the station. At least back here. All right, coming up, the brand new second day ever rebranded segment, YouTube Chat Recap. What were people saying on YouTube while watching live? You'll find out coming up next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
And it is Ray Dunn here for the last time telling you about Pass the Leg. FanDuel, a partnership with Valley Forge, is introducing a brand new way to build a parlay together. Here's how it works. If you didn't get it yet today, start a group build, add your pick, and then pass it to your friends so they can add theirs. So all you got to do, make one pick your closest friends, family, whoever you want, get them in on the parlay, you lock in the group parlay together, and then you lock it in with your own funds. Football's better when it's played and bet together. To make it even better, everyone's getting a 50% profit boost to use on their build. So everyone gives you a pick, you lock it in with your own funds, and then you get the 50% profit boost on top of it. So maybe you could feel a little enticed to go some chalky type picks. And I've been talking about the Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. I really do think that Pickens over 5.5. I wouldn't be shocked if, since I've mentioned it now, it's not plus money, but it was plus 108 earlier today. His over-under is 5.5 catches, and the way the Cowboys are using him, I think Pickens over in receptions for that game against the Chiefs is something I would put in to the Pass the Leg parlay. Grab your crew, start your build, and get in on the action this Thanksgiving with Pass the Leg. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus a president of Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as not withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
o'clock hour. Sorry, I took a bite of turkey sandwich. I forgot to eat today. 1 o'clock hour brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together. So does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. Ray smoking cigarettes in the studio.
Yeah.
He showed me evidence.
If Bayless with another great meme today. The guy just churns them out, man.
Ray, you're not allowed to smoke in there.
That's not what they told me at my contract negotiations.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just make sure you empty the ashtray before Silvana gets in there.
Right.
That's also not what they told me.
She doesn't like that.
You know what he does? We used to call it a Rubatube. It was like when my buddies went away to college in the dorm because you couldn't possibly not smoke pot for 5 minutes when you live in a dorm. So it's a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, and you put fabric softener in it. And then that's where you're supposed to exhale the pot smoke through.
It
and then
filters
it.
it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Makes it smell beautiful.
Yeah,
Right.
You never know anybody was smoking pot afterwards.
No.
Brand new. That's what Ray does in there with the cigarettes. So, Ray, you can probably get discount cigarettes in the Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
That's where Ray's off to today. Did you leave today?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Duty free.
Duty free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you get duty free Marlboros.
Don't bring them back. You can't bring them back, though, without declaring them.
Okay.
All right? When you
Sounds
come
good.
through customs, don't be trying to have the suitcase full of cigarettes.
Of course.
Get in trouble.
So I'm going to pack so much. I'm going to have so much room for the.
Well, that's what I watched I think it's called Border Customs. It's an Australian show. And you get all these people from like Vietnam that try to bring all this illegal food back in or cigarettes. And then they get caught because they're like, do you have anything to declare? They're like, no. And it's like, hang on. What is this $50,000 worth of cigarettes in your luggage?
That's a TV show.
That's so good. Yeah, Border and Customs Patrol, I think it's called.
Wow.
It's in Australia. It has like 20 seasons, so there's
Jeez.
so many episodes to watch. It's great. Oh, yeah, no, it's like all the stuff they try to smuggle in. It's great. This thing called Bird's Nest, which is like 10 grand. It's just.
What is it?
It's when it's the saliva of swallows or something.
What?
It's a delicacy.
Swallow's a bird.
Yeah, it's a delicacy in the Asian community.
Oh, so it's food.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's lots of cigarettes and things like that they try to get through customs. So there you go. Well, listen, Ray, have fun, be safe. All right, we look forward to you coming back. When are you back? 2 weeks? You're down there for 2 weeks?
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to take it all the way to the, Christmas if I can.
2 weeks.
Gotcha.
Trying to see if they have enough events down there for me to call games.
Maybe Temple can make the Bahamas Bowl with a win on Saturday.
Then I will stay down.
Yeah.
Then
Is
I
there a
will stay
Bahamas
down.
Bowl?
There was. There used to be.
I'm in on that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll invent it.
Yeah, they play it at some crap soccer field.
I bet.
Well,
It's like a dirt field. It's a really
I
garbage.
can't imagine it. They're building a football
Yeah.
stadium for one.
I don't know. They got
one game
Atlantis.
between 6 and
Atlantis
6.
is down there.
Yeah, just put it in there.
Yeah.
Aren't we playing in a ballroom this week?
Where are you staying?
I think I'm staying at Baha Mar.
Oh, Baha Mar.
Really?
Ooh,
No, this isn't
nice.
Battle for Atlantis. This is Baha Mar.
Oh,
Invitation.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
I don't know. I got my itinerary while we were on the air. I just haven't looked.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, enjoy yourself. Be safe. Don't be some tourist that doesn't come back.
That's the plan.
Thank you.
It's a work trip, not a tourist. All right. Obviously, a lot of work's gonna get done.
Ray, and you're missing it. You're missing the Dunn family Thanksgiving. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a tough phone call to give out a couple
Oh,
of
you're
times.
working, man.
Yeah.
You're working. It's a great excuse not to go. Do you need a spotter or anything like that? Do you need help down there? I can come down with you.
Nope. Friendsgiving wouldn't be the same without you, John.
What's the first game? Michigan State?
Michigan State. Yeah.
All right, so that's a loss. Who they have a chance to win? To win?
It's Michigan State to start.
Michigan State's ranked.
Yes. Yeah, 17th. They haven't played a game closer than 30 points, so it's going to be
Okay.
a tough test to start that one. And then Sunday is winner of Western Carolina and Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or, I guess, result mirroring of.
Ray Dunn, the voice of Temple women's basketball. There you go. Let's get to the YouTube chat recap.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
All right, what do we got?
You don't let your dog poop on the sidewalk. You move the dog to the grass at least, especially if you're not going to pick it up. At Angry Al Bundy 8992.
Oh, that's Angry Al. So sometimes if you're not paying attention, and you're on your phone, because that's what most people are doing when they're walking
Yeah.
their dog. They're just the
They're
phone scrolling to their
scrolling.
face.
They're
Right.
scrolling.
And then the dogs, and they stop, and you don't know what they're doing. And because otherwise, how do you just let a dog stop it unless it's an emergency? Sometimes the dog will just literally stop, and you can't do it. But then you can still drag them over into the grass.
I saw a guy in my neighborhood just carries the dog outside everywhere and like sort of
Puts him down.
places him, lets him do his business, then picks him up.
Just get a cat.
I know.
You
Then you
want
don't
to treat it
even
like
need
a
the-
cat.
yeah.
Yeah, get a cat. What's next?
I love turkey and all that stuff, but why couldn't the Pilgrims just made egg salad or pizza? This stuff is expensive and exhausting. The yams, the mashing, and the giblets. At Joe Williams, 3799.
Yams and giblets.
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 Yeah.
Now, gimlet. I'll have a gimlet.
Yeah, I don't mind a vodka gimlet.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Ray, do you like Thanksgiving?
Big fan of Thanksgiving.
You like the food?
I'm a big fan of the food.
Yeah, I think the food's fine, but we overrate. I like the holiday because of family and football and things like that.
Yeah.
But the actual meal, for all the time that goes in and the cost and the turkey and the stuffing and the gravy, you're done in 5 minutes. You're like, okay, that was good.
I just pick it up at my club. They do everything.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Good. See, you're living a great life.
You know?
I'm also living a great life because I'm at the age where my expectation is still rather minimal.
You show up.
Yeah. Like bring beer dad likes or you know, something
Meanwhile,
like that.
I had to buy a 28-pound turkey.
Oh, 28.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done.
Wow.
Well, so I'm at Wegmans, and it's either 18 pounds or 28. There's no in between.
Oh,
And I was like, I got to buy it now because I got to buy it now. My wife's like, you got to get the turkey. They're going to run out. But yeah, they're going to run out of turkeys. That's how it works. A week before Thanksgiving, they run out. Sorry. We have to give turkey sandwiches
Right.
now. It's just by
You just go to MGK, they'll give you a turkey. Aren't they giving away turkeys?
You know what? I
everywhere?
should go. I
That's
should
what
do
you
the
should
damn
do.
turkey drop of the 28-pound turkey. It's too big.
You should.
And I should buy a regular, but they only had 18 pounds and it wasn't big enough. I wanted 22, 23 at the most.
Right.
Anyway. All right, what's next?
You know, to be fair to Alec Boehm, he never asked to hit cleanup. He's not paid to hit cleanup. I do not really have a problem with him. At MBD-BDBF.
Well, guess what? You're right, but you're also not drafted. You're drafted in the top 5 of MLB drafts not to be a doubles hitter that hits 15 home runs and has 70 RBIs. That's not why you got drafted there. So you're right. You're not a cleanup hitter, but that's where you are right now. And it's a bigger problem. The team is that they don't have anybody else to hit there. And I'm just done with them. Cut your hair, get him out of here. If he's gonna stay, he's gonna cut his hair. Harry,
how about we posted that? Who posted that picture of Marsh?
Did you put it up? The picture of Marsh?
Yeah, it's up.
Posted it.
At 975 Middays?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks weird without the beard.
Very strange.
But Alec Boehm, you weren't drafted last year. You're not in college anymore. You're not in a fraternity. People that have hair like that are in frats.
Now you're sounding like Cowherd.
Well,
A little bit.
is that all right? So give me another player that has hair like that. That's a grown adult.
How about the pitcher for the Dodgers, the one starter? He has that big mane. The 6'8" guy.
Well, I'm thinking Glass now right now.
That's him. That's him. He's 6'8".
But it's okay to have long hair. It's not okay to have Justin Timberlake curly Q hair. Cut it. Nick Foles had that same stupid haircut. He cut it.
He won a Super
That's when he got
Bowl.
good. But that's when he got good, when he cut that stupid hair.
Yeah, but he won Pro Bowl MVP with that hair.
Did he have that hair?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think he had the 2013.
When he said,
maybe not.
let's
Maybe it was
make
just
some
the
noise. Come on.
2012.
How's everybody doing? Come on. Whatever.
He said, let's make some noise. Come on. He said, how's everybody doing? You're right. He goes, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Let's make some noise. Come on.
Make some noise. Come on.
There it is.
Love Nick Foles. All right, what's next?
My auntie has turned Thanksgiving into Slopsgiving. How do we gently guide her into a positive direction? Do we send her some Martha Stewart recipes? At Dunyadam,
Yeah, I'd be perfectly fine with going away every Thanksgiving and never having it again.
Yeah.
I'd be totally fine with that.
Well, that's what we do. We go away, but we bring the food.
Right.
Yeah.
But you go to, I'm talking about like vacation.
Oh, okay.
I'd be fine with going to
Like going to the Bahamas.
going to the Rays,
Yeah.
actually having the best Thanksgiving he's ever going to have.
I'll
You
miss
get-
my family.
But do you get football down there?
Yeah. I watched the Super Bowl
Probably in a
the
hotel.
Bahamas.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Where
I
we
watched
are.
the Super Bowl down there.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, any more, Ray?
you know zone is not going to be successful against a 5-man front because your offensive line is not beating their defensive line one-on-one. At God's Glory _94.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't like
Film study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see if the Bears employ a 5-man front
Why?
this week.
I mean, maybe it's the template. You
Yeah,
had said it earlier. Maybe it's the template everybody does. Any more, Ray?
I'm tired of seeing them get to the line with 10 seconds on the play clock. Everything seems rushed, and the defense can key on the formation without worrying about audibles or motion. At Jamiller 678,
Yeah, our AI voice is a little slow today. Isn't he a tick slow?
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe he's got food poisoning.
I don't know. Like Ray.
But yeah, maybe that's the reason they don't run a whole lot of exotic stuff or motions. They don't have time.
I don't know. Whatever. Coming up next is unfiltered Ricky Batalico, Bill Colarulo. Bill Colarulo, like me, tired of hearing the word Patullo.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm so sick of it. Tomorrow we'll hear Patula.
Yeah,
with,
Patula.
Harry will be back with me on Friday. The guys are coming up next. Ray, have a safe trip. See you.